Hey everybody, how's it going? Give me just 1 second. Ah, my girl Iger. Sorry to hear you're in a bad way, Lemur. I hope that you have this turned all the way down. Matter of fact, don't even listen. Go on, man. Don't hurt your head for my sake. Get out of here. So how's it going, everybody? Now, this time we should not have the same problems as last time. Welcome to Shadowfall, Shadowfall Dragonrun. Welcome to Shadowrun Dragonfall. I don't doubt rose bushes are stubborn. So, now, I'm not going to get into the entire... Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. Doing it on normal. Don't worry, my normal. I just want to give a little background for those who don't know. There have been a good amount of people that tried to say that Shadowrun ripped off Cyberpunk. No, not at all. Honestly, it's kind of a back and forth when it comes to the tabletop, but when it comes to the games, Shadowrun came long before. But from my admittedly minuscule knowledge about the tabletops, Shadowrun did come second, but it actually codified a lot of the cyberpunk TTRPG genre. So, we're going to get right into it. I've already created a character because watching someone create a character in an RPG is boring as sin. But don't worry, I did absolutely nothing else, so we're all getting right into the start of it. The Harfield Manor run. Life was good. Easy jobs, regular pay, a reliable crew, but things went south and you had to drop off the grid. Put a bullet in the past and start somewhere fresh, somewhere new. But the promise of opportunity and anonymity draws you to the free city of Berlin, the Flux State, a grand experiment in social order. Corporations tread carefully here. Even the great dragon Lofweir only has so much sway in the constantly evolving power structure of Berlin. The perfect place for a savvy Shadowrunner to disappear and begin anew. As luck would have it, home to your old partner in crime, Monica Schaefer. It's your third one with Monica and her team, an old castle holdfast, 1 hour east of Berlin, perched on a hill overlooking the countryside. The job's a standard smash and grab. Crack the vault, grab the data, get out in one piece. A mediocre payday, but work is work. As your team gathers for Monica's pre-run briefing, you pause to take in your surroundings. So, a little bit of background when it comes to Shadowrun. The world is run by the Big Ten. I can't remember all 10 of them right off the top of my head, but essentially governments don't matter at all. It's all about the companies. Dragons, yeah, they're around, and they are exactly as powerful and intelligent as you would expect. Lofweir, for example, is CEO of one of the Big Ten, and basically owns a big chunk of the world. So, off we go. Harfield Manor, 2054. I need to change that. 2054, 1 hour east of Berlin. The estate grounds are silent, save for the faint whistling of the wind. Your team gathers near a side entrance to the old castle holdfast, cloaked in darkness. The night's peaceful. And you know it won't last. You know it for what it is, a pleasant illusion that will shatter at the sound of the first gunshot. Listen up, folks. Monica Schaefer, you ran with her back in the day. Watched her get her first data jack. Now she's your team leader and a Drek hot decker to boot. Shit. We're on a tight timetable. I will be trying to do German accents. I will be failing miserably. Fair warning. I want to enter the estate, find the basement, open the data vault, extract the files, and bolt. 10 minutes, top to bottom. Trying to get home in time for worm talk, love. Dietrich, shaman, the old man of the team. He smiles at her, his facial tattoos writhing in the moonlight. Monica's eyes twinkle in mischief. Maybe. How many times have I told you, you can't trust anything that comes out of a dragon's mouth? Why did he just go Irish? That trid, screw the accents. That trid will rock your brain. She grins. It's educational. Besides, it should be a milk run. Security's supposed to be light, few automatic weapons, no armor. With a little luck, they'll never even know we were here. Yeah, works for me. Let's just get paid. Monica's smile returns, more wistful this time. The moonlight catches her at a strange angle. Just like old times, eh, Dapper? I won't argue with the sentiment, but I'd prefer that we exercise caution. Glory. Razor Claw's street samurai. Her voice is cold and neutral, her expression placid. I know they may only be private security, but their bullets don't know that. I can patch you up if I'd have to, but I'd rather not have to. You people need to relax. We're professionals, remember? Monica raises her arm and speaks into her wrist-mounted comlink. A darkened face shimmers in the view screen. Iger, are you in position? The comlink crackles, and the response comes back low and soft. Softer than you'd expect from a troll. Affirmative. The alarm line has been cut, and I have a clean line of fire on the estate's server's entrance. When you exit the building, the path will be clear. Excellent. Thank you, Iger. Just doing my job. Iger out. The comlink goes dark. Monica winks at you as she drops her arm. See? We're professionals. Alright, people, enough chatter. Our client wants the data from the vault, so we get him the data from the vault. Quick, quiet, and quick. You said quick twice. She grins. Hey, weren't talks on tonight. Glory raises an eyebrow, slightly. I told you. It's educational. Get your stuff and we'll head in. And yes, of course I rock a troll. If a dragon had a talk... You're watching a dragon having a talk show right now. You don't get to talk, Jay. Let's get my weapon. And I went rifle. Rest of my kit. Isometric top-down RPG. Old school. You can't rotate the camera. Just because it's all pre-made. I'd say pre-rendered backgrounds, but it's all pre-drawn exactly how it's supposed to be. You don't like it? Too bad. A private museum. The owner of the estate must have money to burn. A variety of remarkably well-preserved Slavic artifacts. There we go. The complete skeleton of a theropod dinosaur. It appears to be genuine. The vase in the case, the vase in this case, because I don't want to say vase in this case, looks to be a very old and very valuable. A fine scrollwork of lapis and gold leaf decorate the exterior, and the interior shimmers with the organic beauty of abalone shell. Your fixer could probably move this thing in a heartbeat. You can't help but notice that glass encasing looks awfully flimsy. I'll come back for you later. No need to ring the bells right yet. Intel says elevator should be to the north. Oh, then I guess where we're going. Yeah, trolls are huge. I think the smallest troll size is about 7 feet tall. Much like XCOM tomorrow. Can I hit him without an aim shot? Yes, I can. Okay, why does this wall not count as cover? Lori, we want you to get in there fast as you can. But I also don't want you to get shot, so get to cover. I can't remember if our shaman is a summoner. I don't believe he is. Oh, not yet, Jay. You give it some time, though. Oh, I do have some fetishes. Okay, cool. Don't click that. I generally hate most CRPGs as well. I personally can't stand real-time with pause. I don't mind turn-based. But Maffy's in the same way. She can't stand the camera angles of CRPGs. Let's see. Anything I can do here? Can mark him. Yeah, I do, Ranter. I wish I could help you, man. And she got them big cyber arms. Let's use them. Problem is, there's really nowhere I can go without getting flanked. I mean, if they want to group up, I can certainly work with that. I was gonna say, if I miss that shot, completely irredeemable. Just call it a day. Yeah, no, I know. Alright. This is going nice and smooth. Now, I generally don't use spellcasters, so I'm just going to go ahead and work that summon. Oh, hell. Oh, wrong button. It has been a while since I played this. I would have kept the Steam log to tell you when, but I went ahead and opened it because I had to fix my setup from yesterday. Hey, let him aim at the summon. More bullets they're not sending my way. Let's see. There we go. Want to get over there to keep her out of danger from before. I love this franchise. I love all three games, even the original Shadowrun, Shadowrun Returns, which, for anyone wondering, Shadowrun Returns is good. I do not recommend it though. So with summons, you can give them more action points, but it gives them a higher chance to break free of your control. The longer they're out, the more chance they have to break free. Yeah, you can go ahead and... There. You get less of a turn. You know, while we're at it, let's go ahead and give them a dot. Just fuck this troll's entire day up. Derek is not having a good day. Or Dietrich, I think it is. I do like the way the AP system works here. It has been a long time since I played tabletop Shadowrun. Oh yeah, Deus Ex. I never could get into it. But that's no fault of the game. Something never clicked right with me. But I absolutely love the whole vibe of Deus Ex. Yep, he's still under ours, so let's just... And now that you're dealt with... Oh, I was going to unsummon him. AI's not terribly bright, but that's okay. There we are. Alt to check, or check clickables. No, like I said, Human Revolution was good. I just couldn't get into it. So far, so good. If your skirmish set off any alarms, you didn't hear it. Monica leads the rest of the team downward into the basement of the Harfield Manor. Your payday's waiting. The data vault lies ahead. Yep, Dietrich. Dietrich eyes the door, then turns to Monica. That's a big freaking vault, Liebchen. Bigger than on the schematics. The schematic didn't have a date. Our client may have old intel. Still, our instructions are clear. The data we're looking at should be just on the other side of this door. Monica combs a hand through her hair, parting it to reveal the black plastic sheath of her data jack. Quick jaunt into the matrix, little digital hand waving, and I'll have this thing open. Be right back. A burst of static crackles through the tiny speaker on Monica's comlink. Iger, still in position outside the estate. Hold on, Monica. Who's in charge while you're dragged in? Monica rolls her eyes. Dietrich fixes his stare intently on the vault door. Glory looks cold and distant, just like she always does. We've been over this before, Iger. You're not in the KSK anymore. German military, or German corpo military, I believe it is. I can't remember if KSK is government or corpo. Military is the point. That chain of command nonsense doesn't fly in the shadows. We don't need rules and regulations to guide us. The same principles that apply to the flux states, please. Spare me the lecture. Your politics have nothing to do with this. Best get used to it, Iger love. She sighs. Look, it's a simple question. Years of experience tells me that it needs an answer. Iger's right. We need to have a second in command, just in case. Monica stares at you for a moment, clearly irritated, and that twinkle in her eye appears again. She smiles at you as she speaks into her comlink. Alright, we'll do this the Iger's way. While I'm jacked in, Dapper's in charge. There's a pause, and then Iger's voice crackles out of the comlink. Dapper, did I hear you right? You're putting the rookie in command. I'm no rookie, Iger, and you know it. Monica cuts in, still smiling. You heard what I said, Iger. This is ridiculous. I know that this is a joke to you, Monica, but I am telling you, Iger. Monica's voice tone is all business. Evidently, she's heard enough. The decision's made. You have your answer. Acknowledged. Without a further word, Iger's image flickers and fades from Monica's communicator. Sorry about that. Iger can be inflexible. Legacy of a long military career. But she knows what she's doing. She means well. Yeah, no doubt. It's a legit concern. She barely knows me. No sweat. Monica's eyes narrow. There's a thin line between concern and insubordination. You let me know if she crosses it. Alright, enough chatter. Let's get this done. Monica turns towards the door, fingers poised on the controls of her cyberdeck, then glances back at you with a grin. See you on the other side. And then she punches it, projecting her consciousness into cyberspace, her fingers harmonizing in the smooth, rhythmic staccato that only an expert decker can achieve. I love the... It really is kind of a retro... And she's down. It really is kind of a retrofuturism, though. Like, to use the deck that they keep mentioning, to use the internet, to jack into things, you need an external hardware. And I kind of love it. Give me just a quick second for a drink. Without warning, Monica's back arches violently and her head jerks back, silencing her terrible screams. Muscle spasms ripple through her face, and her jaw snaps shut, sending a mist of blood spraying from between her teeth. You look down and see a nub of pink flesh hit the floor, the tip of her tongue. The room explodes into action. Glory leaps towards Monica, her hand outstretched to yank the cord from her data jack. Dietrich surges forward to wrap the team's fallen decker in a bear hug, holding her against the convulsions that rack her body. With Monica's unearthly scream still ringing sharply in your head, you're only dimly aware of the door slamming shut behind you. You know what? Glory can handle it, Dietrich can handle it, break that deck. The cyberdeck was constructed to withstand a bomb blast. Try as you might, you can't manage to crack its casing, let alone damage its internal circuitry. While you beat on the deck in vain, Glory manages to yank the cord out of Monica's head. A wisp of oily blue smoke traces its way from the data jack to the ceiling. To be fair, that is very in character for a troll. Just, thing not work, smash! The commingled scents of charred meat and ozone fill the air. You've seen the effects of biofeedback before, but nothing like this. Yikes. Absolute yikes. Suddenly, Monica's eyes flutter open. Muscle tremors continue to distort her face, and blood oozes from between her lips. You see the muscles in her jaw tensing, and a look of concentration in her eyes. She's struggling to speak. Talk to me, Monica. What are you trying to say? Slowly, painfully, Monica wrestles her jaw open. The blood welted in her mouth comes pouring in a slick, covering her chest. She expels a thick, guttural sound that might be a word. Satisfied, she closes her eyes and forces her mouth to make the shape she needs. Fear. With an effort, Monica opens her eyes and meets yours. You see the pain and fear in her gaze, and something else. Hope? Fear schwinge. Now, anybody know German in the chat? A sudden spasm jerks Monica's head back again. She grunts, then her chin drops to her chest, and her head lolls to one side. Her eyes fix on the object in the next room. A computer terminal. The soft light of a cursor. Verschwinge. There's a U in there. The soft light of a cursor blinks on its recessed screen. Slowly, she attempts to speak again, but the only sound that remotes is a long, strangled croak. A look of resignation washes over Monica's face, and she stops fighting. Her gore-slick jaw goes slack, and she dies. Svinge is the one I don't remember, but Friar? Friar, however you say it? Fire. Hostiles. So if I recall, we just need to survive. Objective survive. Yeah, 9 to 9. Take him. Glory needs to just haul ass. Dietrich needs to get out of the open as well. I really miss the ability to turn the camera right about now. Crap, I can't reach the Dragon Slayer idol. And yeah, Dietrich worships something called the Dragon Slayer. It's just an AK. Actually, fun fact, I do remember that from the tabletop. Trolls are actually so damn big that every piece of their gear comes with a bonus cost. That you actually have to pay more to retrofit it for a troll's hands. And I kind of love it. I'm always a fan of secondary, not punishments, but drawbacks for playing a strong race. Alright, terminal's active. Dietrich, get in there. And I do have Overwatch. I spec'd into my rifles. The MCPOS... MC... Master Control Point of Service, maybe? MCPOS, Building Maintenance Software version 1.01, Command Line Interface, Internal Memory, Checksum Invalid, Dapper, 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 Dapper. This terminal's printing your name out over and over again, Dapper. You'd better get over here. Dietrich, really, buddy? Yeah, that's probably a bad sign, by the way, if the computer that killed your friend is now just saying your name again and again and again. Dietrich scans the room nervously. They sealed the door behind us. We're going to have to find another way out. What are you doing? Monica was trying to tell me something about this terminal. It must be important. Any ideas? I think tells me we're going to have more company soon. Stay frosty, Dietrich. Just give me a minute. Text continues to scroll down the terminal screen. A problem has been detected in the core component of the MCPOS. Restore MCPOS to factory default settings, yes or no? Warning. Restore process will take several minutes to execute. Connecting doors and peripherals will be disarmed when complete. Dapper, 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 dapper. Let's hit the Y key. 0%. Yeah, loading bars. I feel like Spaceballs right now. Even in the future, nothing works. Let me crank my mic down just a hair. There we go. You glance down at a second screen to see that the facility is on high alert. In place of a simple data vault, it seems you stumbled on some kind of massive underground complex. A map of the holdfast grounds indicates that security forces are en route from multiple angles. The doors are currently being rebooted by the system's restore process, are flashing a dull red. If you're reading this display correctly, the only exit from this room is the holdfast's old service entrance on the western side of the building. At that moment, Iger's image winks onto your comlink with a crackling sound. The image is grainy. What's going on down there, rookie? Talk to me. Iger, new extraction point. Hold up, where's Monica? Down. We'll be taking that exit via the old service entrance, west of the main grounds. Need you to keep that exit clear. Iger's silence is thick, but when she finally responds, her tone is professional. After that, she cuts out without another word. Glory turns to face you. Her movement's smooth and robotic. Her voice comes out in a frosty monotone. What's the play, Dapper? I'd say we kill every Dreckhead that enters this room. How's that sound? Beatrix's pained expression twists into a mask of hate. His hands begin to glow with primal energy. Yeah, I'm good with that. Me too. Good. Now let's find some cover and wait for the door locks to disarm. I need to listen to a German accent before next stream so I can actually fake a decent one. This is shameful for someone who used to do voice work. I'm gonna put Beatrix up here so we can be ready to summon and take care of the north exit. Oh wow, no one came in yet. Survived for 9 turns. This is our main exit, so we are going to post up around here. Because we want to keep that clear. But we also know they're coming in from every angle, so just gotta be ready. I thought I told you that, Jay. I used to do amateur voice work for pretty much anybody that asked. I did a couple of comic dubs back in the day. I've since lost them. I believe that YouTube channel went down. And I've done I think it was a book line, Hunt Scourge. That line came from a book. But the latest thing I did was a friend of mine, Serbian Badger. She had a channel intro for her VTubing that I did voice work for. Oh, good. A rigger. And of course he's coming from the one way we have the least covered. Glory, take position. Can't reach him with a grenade. Oh, that's all she has, a flashbang. I've always thought so, and I know it's a little self-aggrandizing to say so, but I always thought I did have a decent voice for voice work. I had good range. I used to be much better at imitation too, to fake accents. Most of my acting talent actually comes from mimicry. So with a 37% chance, there's a chance that I just butterfingers it completely off. So let's give it a shot. Hey. So usually if I know that I'll be working with, and I should have done it before the stream, if I know that I'll be working with someone that wants well, in this case, a German accent, I will listen to people speaking with a German accent and try and kind of mimic what they sound like. These security forces are way bigger than the ones that were upstairs. Best thing about summons, you don't have to care if they live. You just leave them out there, let them do their work. Nice shot, Rory. Dietrich? I didn't think so. Hey, so Jay, you mentioned that my AK was a big gun for a big troll. How about this guy? All jokes aside, he has my gun. The figure loping towards you is big. Oh no, he's not a troll, he's an orc. So, the goblinification, I think it was actually called. Actually, no. When the 5th age... Okay. All the way back to the beginning. With Shadowrun's lore, essentially, it says that all history has been separated into ages. You would have an age of magic, followed by an age of man. And it states that up until 2000... I want to say 2050? 2045, around there. We were in the age of man. I think the 5th age of man. Once that happened, Mount Fuji kind of broke open and a dragon flew out, heralding the beginning of the 5th age of magic, which is where we are. Even in the tabletop, I don't think they passed into the 6th age yet. So once that happened, people started mutating just from the ambient magic in the air. So you had 4 different mutations, and they're all called meta-humanity. You had your dwarves, your elves, and your dwarves and your elves, exactly what you expect. Your elves are lithe, long-lived, beautiful people with pointy ears. They're also stuck-up assholes. Your dwarves, little dudes, grumpy, cool people though. Then you had what was called goblinification, which resulted in orcs, which you see our handsome lad right here, big tusks, a muscle mask, and then trolls, which even bigger tusks, even bigger muscle mask. Why do I keep saying muscle mask? Muscle mass, horns, and generally it was considered they have a kind of a drop in intelligence. Not 100% true, but not 100% wrong either. Gameplay wise, trolls have their intelligence capped, but the trade-off is they start with far higher body stat. So the figure loping out is big, even for an orc. The majority of his body is sheathed in a suit of heavy overlapping plates. What you can see of his face is raw and slick, like old scar tissue stretched tight across his skull. He wears an expression of supreme confidence. Alright, friends, playtime's over. All you Shadowrunners are the same. Skulking, sneaking, steal a vase or two from the museum. No harm. Maybe I'd let you scamper away into the night. Now it's too late for that sort of generosity. Visitors aren't welcome down here. The gaping maw of the minigun jerks upwards, an impatient gesture loaded with malice. Drop your weapons and surrender. That's military-grade armor he's wearing, Dapper. Hardened against small arm fire. Won't have a tough time getting through it. I'm less concerned about the armor than I am about that minigun. Those things can tear a man in half. You have 3 seconds before I open the hose. Step out and surrender, and I promise I'll make this easy. Something tells me you're going to kill us either way. True, I can't deny it, but it'd be easy if you didn't fight back. The orc shrugs, and you hear the distinctive whir of his Vindicator's motor spinning up to speed. The barrel's beginning to blur as he wheels the weapon to face you. Hey, yeah, I get that, Jay. For anyone just listening, and Lemur, if you are just listening, stop listening, tend to your migraine, go to sleep. He says he'll share there was a time that he body acted for a RuneScape YouTuber in a game and provided a voice line for one video, which is he'd basically put on outfits and do the emotes. So now I don't think I need to tell y'all, we ain't dealing with this guy. Alright, can you... Nope. Try again. Hey. Why can't I do magic right now? Oh, because So, I forgot. When you have a summon out, it actually takes one of your AP. Ooh. Yeah, with a crit, 7 damage, and it didn't even pip his health. Full power. Scarface over here. Say hello to his little friend. I'm just hoping he shoots our summon instead of us. Or he can just stand right in the open. I'll take that too. Glory, get into position. You are not gonna go melee that man. Dietrich, Power of the Dragon Slayer aids all friends within a 3-range tile. Incoming damage reduced by 3. Dietrich, fall back. Because that door opens in 5 turns, so... Most important thing would be if we could take away some AP from him. Nope. Hey, that dot's gonna be helpful though. And before anybody asks, you can drive him off, you cannot kill him. Jeez. We got enough time. Glory, can you get... There you go. Alright, you know what? No. Kill the summon. Because as bad as it's gonna be if he comes out and comes to us, it's gonna be even worse if we turn that spirit. Sir? What the hell was that? Let's take this drone out. Shockingly, the drone is more intimidating to me right now than the orc. There we go. Still hit him. Oh! Okay. Let's go ahead and shift position. No, that's right. Thank you, but I'd like to take cover. I am already missing my ability to rotate the camera. There we go. If he comes around that way, I will pop him. Oh, hell. I don't think it really matters, though. You know what? Go ahead and pop that Adrenal Gland. That'll start next turn. Got it. You know what? Let's pump her even further. Why not? I can pop him with a flashbang. Shortcoming. Thank you, Ranter. I do appreciate it, man. I say it every time, but I appreciate every minute any of you decide to give me. Triply so if you're not a fan of the game. Don't have a button to hide, so... Oh, door opens next turn. Let's get the hell out of here. Door unlocks with a loud click. Your escape route is clear. It's alright. Glory can get out easy. Don't want to go full sprint in. But there's our exit, so... Looks clear. And Math knows that's one of my favorite phrases in all of strategy. Hey, Mathy, it looks clear. I hear more. Oh, hi. You picked a bad time to show up. I said it looks clear. It's such a good quote. Well, how's it look now? Yeah, honestly, Ranter, you're not wrong. And that's my huge problem with Owlbear games. They make the Pathfinder games, and I love Pathfinder, but Owlbear runs their games like a sweaty-ass DM who's out to TPK, and it's not as fun. The story may be great, I can't speak on that, but with the gameplay, I think the other reason that don't have as much of a problem with it when it comes to looks clear when it comes to Shadowrun is Shadowrun's tabletop is it's unique. The D6, I believe a D6 system instead of a D20. Iger rises from a corpse-strewn perch at your approach. With the look on her face, it's obvious she's already sized up the situation. I knew this was going to happen. I fucking knew it. The run was a trap. Oh, it was it? Iger grits her teeth and shakes her head. We can talk about this later. For now, we've got to get the hell out of here. It's only a matter of time before more of them come pouring out of that exit. Iger slaps the side of the van. Pile in, peeper. And Dapper, we're going to have a talk with the Cruise Bazaar when we get back. Improvisation, folks, if you don't read it right. Yeah, exactly. The Cruise Bazaar. Curtisburg, home to nearly 500,000 people, and until very recently, Monica Schaefer. Once a melting pot of cultural diversity, it's now a chaotic mess of wealth and poverty, crime and commerce, anarchy and control. It's also your little home. It's also home to your own little slice of Berlin, a neighborhood the locals call the Cruise Bazaar, a safe port in the eye of the storm. The ride back to the Cruise Bazaar is quiet. No one's in a talking mood. As the van veers past potholes and garbage piles, the glare of streetlights and neon signs play across your window, painting the world in a kaleidoscope of garish colors. Soon, the van rounds a corner and skids to a halt in a narrow, crumbling alley. This is as far as Berlin's chaotic streets take you. Your team wordlessly debarks the vehicle and climbs down into a disused section of the U-Bahn tunnel system, a well-kept secret, providing your team safe passage into the Cruise Bazaar. Your safe house waits on the other side. Exactly, Rancher. It's just nothing ever can replicate actual tabletop, and I think that might be your issue. The sooner I can get drunk. Yeah, let's go ahead. You step inside, and the squalor. I don't know why I can't talk today. The squalor of the disused U-Bahn tunnel gives way to the warmth of your safe house. A man awaits inside, silhouetted against the dim fluorescent lighting. Something bad has happened, hasn't it? He steps forward, revealing a pale and expressionless face, light glinting off his steel-rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team's fixer and landlord, part dealmaker, part information broker, one of the most well-connected men in Berlin. His eyes sweep across the team as he takes it all in. The grim faces, the hard stares, Iger's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling. How did she... His face ashen, he swallows. Takes a moment to chew on the words before spitting them out. How did it happen? The run was a setup. 1 minute she was cracking the safe, the next she was on the ground screaming. Seen Monica hit black ice before. This was something worse. Glory nods, her motions robotic and spare. Monica died of a biofeedback-induced stroke. That's right. Iger thrust a gloved finger into your chest, and this idiot stood by and let it happen. Poke me again, I dare you. Iger recoils in surprise, then breaks into a feral grin. You're threatening me? Seriously? Her hands bunched in a fist. Take a swing, please. I'd love an excuse to cave your face in. Ugh, this is asinine. Dapper did well in there, Iger. You didn't see it, and I know you don't believe it, but he did. So do us all a favor and shut it down, okay? Shut it down. Fuck that. Iger turns to face Dietrich. She towers over him, but he stands his ground. I respect you, Dietrich. You know that. But you don't have my training. None of you do. Monica was good. She was the best, right? But she was also overconfident. She treated it like the job like it was a game. Do that long enough and you're going to get burned. Iger turns her focus back to you. If you've been paying attention, you'd have figured out all of this on your own by now. You'd have known that Monica needed watching as much as that door. Enough, Iger. Amsel's voice is hoarse, his expression blank. Enough. Iger pushes ahead, heedless of the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's fire in her eyes. How many seconds pass between Monica's first convulsion and her plug getting pulled? 4? 5? Do you know how much damage biofeedback can do to a Decker's brain in 5 seconds? Look, this won't... You don't have to answer that, of course you know. Monica died, you stood there and watched. This is all your That is enough! Amsel's voice comes out in a roar, and his fist smashes down on the desk behind him. Iger, you and Dapper can have it out later, but I've had enough. We need to talk action. Our client sent you into something bigger than he led us to believe. I want to know why. Better with you. This was supposed to be a milk run. Payback isn't the only reason we need to find him. We saw something in there, something that we weren't supposed to see. It's fair to assume we're all still in danger. He pauses, rubs his temples. Agreed. And to neutralize that danger, we need to know who we're dealing with. Let us review the events that transpired tonight. The smallest detail could be important, so hold nothing back. Monica lived long enough to say a name. Frerschwinch. She fought hard to tell us it must be important. Amsel seemed taken aback. He pauses a moment before responding. The Fire Wing. That is... unexpected. You'll have to forgive me. This brings back many unpleasant memories. Glory raises an eyebrow. The Fire Wing. So yeah, that is what Frerschwinch means. I knew it was either Fire Wing or Fire Wind. I couldn't remember exactly, but I listen enough Rammstein to know fire when I hear it. The most terrible of the great dragons. There are those who would disagree, but they never experienced the terror of living in her shadow. He glances at Glory. You're far too young to remember her, of course. But for Germans of my generation, the name Frerschwinch is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and death. The dragons of today are subtle creatures, full of patience and guile. Frerschwinch was not. After her... I'm going to start calling her Firewing so I stop butchering German. After her awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage that claimed tens of thousands of lives. 4 months with a pissed-off dragon attacking. Amsel takes a deep breath, slowly releases it. There's a haunted look in his eyes. Those were dark days. Countless men, women, and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in their homes by a creature of legend. No hope for salvation, no end in sight. There's horror you cannot begin to imagine. Actually, since this takes place in 2054, and Amsel says that Glory's too young, that means that... more like Dragon Suffer. Means that the 5th age happens in the 2020s? Give me a hot second to check that. We'll let the music play a little louder. Because now I'm curious. Fifth World began in... Here we are, 2050. Specifically 2050. Which is when Shadowrun First Edition started. How's it going, Reed, by the way? I did listen to some of your stuff. I didn't get the time to listen to all of it. I did like what I hear. Do like what I hear. It was a horror you cannot begin to understand. What stopped her? I can't imagine that a river-painting dragon would just go away on its own. Eventually, the Fire Wing was brought down by a man named Dr. Adrian Valclair. With the help of the Luftwaffe, of course. But it was experimental weapons designed by Dr. Valclair that finally pierced her hide. She fell in a hail of bullets and rocket fire and crashed down in the radioactive wasteland of the Sox. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Reed, as long as you don't make it a common occurrence. The event was called the Dragonfall. We have a title drop. Safe at last from the dragon's wrath, Germany celebrated Montclair as a hero. Our own Siegfried, a modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. Oh, right, I forgot to turn it back down. Sorry about that. Thanks, Reed. It was the Dragon... If the Dragonfall was as important an event as you make it, I'm surprised that none of us ever heard of it. Those early years of the Awakening were a traumatic, Iger. Not just on a national level, but on a global scale. New species of awakened animal were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of the Dragonfall, the active use of... Oh no, wow. Must have happened in the 2020s then. Sorry, I am really being shown up as a Shadowrun fan. I am failing miserably. Within 2 years of the Dragonfall, the active use of magic had returned to the world, a new source of terror for the Beholden Republic. 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. We really do live in the worst timeline, ladies and gentlemen. Jay Yoramon! Blaming yourself, coward! In light of such turmoil, is it any surprise that Dr. Falclair and the Firewing were forgotten? Dragons were yesterday's news. He rubs his temples. Again, all of this happened decades ago. To the best of my knowledge, the story of the Firewing is a bit more of historical trivia, and nothing more. Alright, so Monica spent her dying breath to tell us about a long-dead dragon. Iger sweeps her eyes across the group, searching for any glimmer of insight. Finally, she gives up. Any ideas as to why? Emsel's voice trembles with frustration. No, it doesn't make any more sense than it does to you. Excuse me. It doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. The Dragonfall is ancient history. The Firewing has been dead and gone for 42 years. Okay, so... I mean, I'm literally a troll here, Reeb. You see my big ass. But there's one thing I do know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. He visibly struggles to calm himself, takes a deep breath, then slowly releases it. I will look into this, and if I find answers, and I will find answers. In the meantime, did you turn up anything else of value? I'm right down here. Let's see. After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. He appeared to be the head of security. That is not much to go on. Do any of the details of this orc come to mind? Fair enough. Any distinguishing features that I could look into? He was an older guy, for one. From the sound of his voice, I'm guessing mid to late 40s. Pretty old for an orc. Oh, yeah. Goblinization means you have a much shorter lifespan. Yeesh. And he'd had skin graft. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grafts came from a legitimate hospital, there may be medical records. That is something. I will see what I can find out. And the estate was just a front for whatever was going on in the basement. That much is clear. He has a fucking vindicator. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. That facility took serious funds to build. And time. There was no more to it than we saw. Places like that don't spring up overnight. And in secret. The owners, whoever they may be, were none too pleased by your escape, I'm sure. That's all we got. It's not much. Amsel nods, his face drawn and haggard. It is thin, I agree. A basement, a middle-aged orc with skin grafts, and a long-forgotten world event. Yeah, you know what? You haven't said a damn thing about our client yet, Paul. Amsel shakes his head wearily. No, Dapper, I am not holding out. I'm tired, I am frustrated, and I already miss Monica. He takes a moment. I did not think to mention our employer because I did not set the job up. Monica did. His face reddens. I warned her. I told her not to take this run, but she assured me it would be a cakewalk. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist in the F-State political scene. I never much liked this man, and I certainly never trusted him. But Monica, She would do anything for her cause. Anything for the Flux State. He sighs. Winters swore that the data he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the Flux. And that was all it took. Sounds like Green Winters is our best lead, then. Yes, most definitely. It is clear that Green Winters has involved us in something much larger than he led Monica to believe. When he finds out, he's probably going to be on the run. Oh, when he finds out what happened on the run, he's probably going to ram it. We need to chase him down before it happened. So we need information on Green Winters, and we need it fast. There's a man here in the cruise bar, a Turk by the name of Altug Barakgazi. He owns a little soy calf shop just on the way called Cafe Civize? Sizve? This is gonna expose me, despite being a European dragon, not understanding how to say European words. This man is also a purveyor of information. I have done business with him from time to time. Chive, you think? And what do you think he'd know? And you think he would know something about Green Winters? Emsel nods. When I discovered Monica's renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Altug. One of his people had been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I did not trust this man. Dramatic. Sounds like it's time I pay Altug a little visit. Yes, tell him I sent you. I will do what I can to dig into the information you've covered already, as sparse as it may be. Alright, so we have levels. We have a doggy. As you start to head towards the safe house door, a large four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of an indeterminate breed. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Oh, shit. Dante. Dietrich shakes his head. Don't worry, boy. We'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dog, Amsel's eyes well up. He inhales but can't quite catch his breath. Started whimpering about an hour ago. Turned into a full-blown howl. It wouldn't stop. He closes his eyes. That was when I realized something bad had happened. Look at the boy! Look at this boy. I'm gonna tell you, you can be an asshole to the dog. Chat, this is not like yesterday. You do not get a choice. We are going to take care of the boy. Here, have a jerky. Dante takes the treat in his mouth, but it's clear he has no appetite for it, and the jerky drops to the floor. He leans into you and looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. I guess the dog is going with you, Dapper. Ansel takes a ragged breath and releases it. Then a slow, melancholy smile plays across his face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you've finished with Altug, mein Freund. With a little luck, he can help us locate Green Winters, and we can get to the bottom of this. He stares at the floor. Now, I think we should all take a moment. His lips tighten. For Monica. Before we go, I think we should hash it out with Iger before anything happens. Iger glares at you, and you can taste the bile in her stare. She clearly still blames you for Monica's death. Something I could do for you, fearless leader. We need to talk about Monica. Not right now, we don't. Don't push me on this, Dapper. One of these days, we're gonna hash this out, and you can talk all you want about the clusterfuck that killed one of my best friends. But it won't be today. Alright, fair enough. Before I go, I have something to say. Spit it out, let's hear it. You're wrong about me, Iger. I intend to prove it to you. She stares at you for a minute, then looks away. Best of luck with that, Dapper. Now, please, leave me alone. Alright. But this conversation isn't over. It is for now, fearless leader. Do us both a favor. Take the hint and go away. And Jay, I hear you, but does this look like a human to you? Oh, right, I should check. Did I specialize in melee or unarmed? Okay, melee. So my sidearm is going to be a machete, if I have something to say about it. I mean, cats don't usually get on with dogs very well. So, Jay, you asked if trolls were big. Before you stands a troll, though it is a stretch to say he's standing at all. His great mass is barely held upright by two vintage prosthetic legs, along with a crutch under one arm. His body clicks and hums with every shift of his weight. Despite this disability, his eyes are sharp and calculating. I know you. If you know Monica... Sure I know Monica. You one of hers, then. There's something you should know. Something happened to her on the run. Afraid so. There have been whispers. I had the feeling. Besides, Monica always comes after a run to check on everyone. She's long overdue, and now here you are in her place. She's either severely wounded or outright dead. Which is it? Dead. The grizzled troll nods grimly. The servos in his prosthetics complain as he lets loose a heavy sigh. Well, that is a shame. She was a hell of a runner, then. A good friend. We will not check in with everybody. I know we should. It's the nice thing to do, but I feel like venting some frustration. And yeah, Math, I 100% would. Just like, you know what? You want to be leader, Iger? Do it. You do it. You tell me what I should have done. Altug! This place reeks of coffee. I hate it. Although, Turkish coffee, I've heard, is something else entirely. Any of you that likes coffee, let me know. The man behind the counter looks right past you and at the dog following close behind. Dante! I will fetch his water dish, and perhaps a coffee for my friend here. Paul Amsel sends his regards. When he hears Amsel's name, the Turk's voice... like I said, I'm not a coffee guy. I keep swearing I'll let Math brew me a cup, how she likes it, give it a shot, see if I can get over the smell, but... When he hears Amsel's name, the Turk's voice lowers and his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a knowing look. Ah, very good. Please express to Herr Amsel my appreciation of his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs seen to in the future, I'm always happy to provide. Paul's always pleased to send business your way, Herr Burukzazi. He was hoping that you could discuss some more details of the Green Winters order with me. The coffee shop owner offers you a smile. Of course, of course. Herr Amsel is too kind. Burukzazi turns his head and calls into the back room. Kami, come! A young woman bustles into the front of the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear over the noise of the coffee grinders. Burukzazi spits something out in rapid-fire Turkish. As you wish, Uncle. I'll see to it right away. I have no idea what a Turkish accent is. I know I should, but... Kami offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum, and hurries back into the room she came from. My girl Kami is arranging to meet contact with the chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. I honestly, I just hear the word grinder, and I assume that she is popping that gum Chicago loud, alright? Math, you know what I mean when I say Chicago. My girl Kami is arranging... the chef is a busy man. While we wait, I wonder if you would be so kind as to run a small errand for me. A trifle, really. I hate to trouble you. I am embarrassed to even ask, but I'd be most appreciative of your help. I am not your errand boy. I do a job. I get paid. He smiles big, the Turkish vendor again. You are already being compensated, most masterful of mercenaries. Do you not recall? Kami is fetching your information. Returning the favor would be the courteous thing to do. My time is a valuable commodity, my friend. I'm sure a business-like man like you can understand that. Hey, 100 new yen. Also, I will admit, I will try to keep my gripes about Cyberpunk to myself as much as possible, but one thing that I have to say, I think new yen is so much better than Eurodollar. I just think it's ridiculous to assume that, especially considering in Cyberpunk, it's all Chinese. Like Arasaka, Kangtao, almost all of the big companies are Chinese. Why are we doing European dollars? Eurodollar, Eddie. New yen just makes more sense. I mean, if any country is going to make corpos that'll take over the world, it's Asian companies. Let's be real. I mean, they already own half of it. The other half is Disney. Let's see. There. You have been paid. Now let us get on with it, shall we? Atug's voice lowers to nearly a whisper. The errand is simple, hardly worthy of you. I have installed a number of data taps in Berlin's fiber optic network. A part of my civic duty, you understand. These taps provide free matrix access to all who lives in the Kurzborough. Yo, okay, bro, all you had to say was we are pirating internet for people. And I would have been right down for it, man. In order to maintain their, how do I say, their anonymity, each tap protocol buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish for you to visit each tap and reset it. That's it. No catch. There is no catch, I assure you. It's time-consuming and a bit tedious, and nothing more. Just reset the taps and come back when you are finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around the neighborhood. The first one's just outside. Look for a metal box with yellow arrows. We have yellow paint in 2014. Yellow paint. By the time you return, I shall have the information Haremzel requested. Alright. Alright, where's the yellow paint? Clearly. Oh, there it is. No, he's actually telling the truth in this one, Ranter. This is just the excuse the game has to force you to check out the neighborhood and look around. Meet the freaks, as it were. I do love the art of these games. Oh, by the way, if anyone is... I mean, this technically is main story. If anyone is interested in this game, I would... Or this franchise, I should say. I would strongly recommend starting with Dragonfall. Do not... I hate to say this because I love harebrained schemes. I love these games. Do not buy Shadowrun Returns. Shadowrun Returns is not worth it. Not because it's a bad game. It's a good game. But the entirety of Shadowrun Returns has been ported into Dragonfall as a mod that's free to play. There's no reason to get Shadowrun Returns unless you just want to support the devs, which I do strongly approve of. A bizarre monument towers before you. At the top of the pedestal, the form of an angel stands, its outstretched wings looming over the small park. But the material is strange and uneven, giving the statue a cold, Frankenstein-esque appearance. It appears the artist has welded this monument together from various scraps and pieces of metal junk. As you approach, a small, grimy monitor at the base of a statue flickers dimly to life. The grainy face of a smug young orc appears on screen. Hello there! I am Herbert Kunzel, the creator of this monument. Nope. Although the phone is ringing, and a payphone ringing is almost always a good sign. A monotone, pitch-adjusted voice begins speaking almost immediately. I'm not even going to attempt... Actually, I will attempt that word. Let's see. The shock... Let's see. Skockwallen Reiter's contact for this Kies is no more. Dapper is listed as a follow-up contact. This is our only secure line to this Kies. Please listen to the following instructions carefully if you are a supporter of our cause. Who or what are the Skockwallen Reiter? They are fighting for the freedom and liberty of information in Berlin. The F-State manages to many things, but keeps information controlled. Corpos keep any information they can under lock and key, silencing yada yada. Alright. We have only one thing we wish to inform you of. You may do whatever you wish with this information. We have phone booths. We have phone booths in strategic locations posted throughout the city. Within each one, you may find a request posted with specific information. If you can obtain a copy of this information, return here and submit it via the port below the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undoctored copy of it onto the... So they want me to steal Corpo secrets and put it on the internet. They want me to be, what was it? Thug Shaker Central and post classified documents. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free for all. However, you will be compensated. Okay, so... Yeah, food booth. I mean, we are in Germany. I know that's Swedish. I'm not that dumb. Herdigerd. Bork, bork, bork. As you're resetting the data tap, you notice that someone has duct taped a small homemade receiver to the system. An earplug dangles from this receiver. The sound of heavy machinery makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you can make out the sound of two distinct voices. A nasal woman who sounds like a heavy smoker. Oh, great. And a man who speaks in a high-pitched, breathy tone. I just heard Monica need to verify. Good for us. The sound like a conveyor belt starting adds to the noise of machinery, and you can't make out anything else until it comes to stop a minute later. I think our next stop... Wait. Isn't ready to make a move yet. To be patient. See someone who steps up. Could be someone more. I know I should make a noise, but I'm not doing that. Alright. Oh, sound of a motorized vehicle. Bell rings oddly. It sounds like a telephone. Hear the sound of a door slamming shut, and there's the noise of machinery suddenly muffled. Rattle of plastic and the ringing stop. Yeah. The nasal woman's voice can heard again in a sing-song tone. Guten Tag. How may I help you? Silence. Her tone changes, becomes more businesslike. I heard. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't time to make a move yet. Silence. What do you think I am? An idiot? The council needs to meet again. I know. Getting everyone in the same room is challenging. Getting them to agree on a course of action is going to be even more challenging. I'm gonna try something else. From my perspective, the cruise bar is only stable because of her. If she really is out of the way, well, we'll see, won't we? Yeah, I know. What can I say? Things go slow in the flux sometimes. You hear the sound of a door opening again, and a cacophony of machinery feeds the line. You can't make anything else out. I don't know why I can't talk at all today. But that was it. So it really was just push some buttons, get free internet for the cruise. I am down for stealing internet from the corpse. So, fun Shadowrun fact. Y'all know that... Oh, we'll get back to that. Goldschmidt. I gotta go. The man behind. Yeah, I love. That's one thing I do love when CRPGs do. Once you've seen the area, just click all the way and let them go. Whoa, hold on. Welcome, honored Effendum. Welcome, and how can Burakazi serve you today? You would like a cup of coffee, perhaps? Coffee? As in real coffee, not soy cow? Yes, for individuals of refined taste, I offer genuine bean cut. That is damn sure not Turkish. I apologize. Top shelf item, my friend, and not for the general public. Only those few discerning connoisseurs who can... You know what? I'm good. I was just shocked you had real coffee. Let's see, I finished with your little trifle, Herr Buragazi. Good. I assume you had no difficulties. No. One of the taps had been modified a bit, though. Someone was using it as a surveillance device. He laughs. Of course they were. I'd be surprised if they weren't. This is Berlin, after all. In the flux, everyone spies. If you do not spy, how will you know who is in power and who will be in power next? If you are to stay here, Effendum, you must get used to it. Who enters the Turkish bash will sweat, as my uncle Taydemer used to say. Nevertheless, I'll have one of my people look into it. Oh, there's more. I listened in on the tap and I heard something. It might be important. He eyes you, clearly amused. Oh, tell me, O listener at Keyholes. What did you find on the surveillance tap you found? I couldn't make out much. A nasal woman and a high-pitched man. They seemed happy Monica was dead. The Turk's face falls. News travels fast in Berlin. These two are known to me. Is there more? The woman got a call. She talked about a council meeting, if they should make a move. Then she was drowned out by heavy machinery. He nods grimly. Most excellent. It is indeed fortuitous that you have discovered this information, though it is not unexpected. I'll have one of my people attend this council meeting and report back. Keep me in the loop. With that out of the way, let us return to our pressing business. He barks a stream of rapid-fire Turkish, and the gum-chewing young woman comes hurrying out of the counter. The menu for Herr Amsel, uncle. Kami hands you a folded piece of paper. Inside is a memory stick. Please extend my consolation to him. The death of Fräulein Schaefer must have hit him hard. Burakazi gives Kami a small nod. She hurries out of the room. When she's gone, he returns his attention to you. Please express my condolences as well. I had only just heard the news. Monica was an important part of this community. You know how important. The memory stick Kami just handed you should contain all the information Herr Emsel requires from our chef on the field. Should you require my services in the future, you know where to find me. Until then, good day. So we got our information on Green Winters, and I don't know why, because I absolutely hate Resi 7, but my brain just keeps thinking Ethan Winters. And I know I started a story about Shadowrun. I will get back to it. My ADHD is not that bad yet. There you go. Dapper. Amsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? Yeah, I spoke to Altug. He gave me this memory stick. Let's see what this agent has to say. Amsel snatches the memory stick from your hand and slots it into the computer terminal. He navigates a series of command line menus and a wall of amber text floods the screen. Amsel scans it, mouthing the words as his eyes flit back and forth. Also, I love that we're just full-on DOS. No GUIs. Burakazi's agent tailed Green Winters to a hotel in the cesspool of a Kies called Dragonfall. The hotel is called Das Kasselhaus. Castle. German speakers. Not that I think any of us speak German fluently. Kessel, isn't that a bird? So it would be the birdhouse? There's a renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of Drogenkeeping. It appears Winters hold up there. Recently, there was some sort of contention between two gangs over control of this neighborhood. Due to the gang violence, the agents refused to follow Winters inside the hotel, but confirms he's still there. Well, what are we waiting for? Iger slings her rifle over her shoulder with a single spare motion. Gear up, people. We have a hotel to raid. Gloria and Dietrich pause, exchange looks with Paul. Just a minute, Iger. Amsel rises from his chair, drawing himself to his full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eye. Yeah, again, notice Iger's height compared to 40-something-year-old Dietrich over here. You are an excellent soldier, and nobody questions your competence in the field. Your loyalty to this team is equally commendable. That said, we believe Dapper is the right choice to lead the team. I love the punctuation here. I adore it. There's a long pause before Iger speaks. When she does, her voice comes out dull and flat. What? Don't mistake this decision for a reprimand. Monica considered your contributions to the team to be invaluable. But we all know she wasn't counter-ruling a soldier in charge. Iger speaks through clenched teeth. Her words are measured, but her expression is livid. This is unbelievable. You want to put the rookie in charge again. She shakes her head. Don't you people learn from your mistakes? Dapper is the reason we're alive, Iger. He kept us together. He let us out of there in one piece. Making him your golden boy. She sounds tired, resigned, but above all, disappointed. This is more of your flux state idiocy at work, isn't it? Dietrich reaches out, puts his hand on her shoulder. It's what Monica believed in. Iger's voice tightens. For a minute, her control slips, and her face contorts in grief. Yeah, and look where that got her. She straightens to her full height. Let me give you a piece of advice. In the field, only two things matter. The mission and survival. Everything else is a distraction. Your ridiculous politics have no place on a Shadowrun. Dietrich manages to smile. What can I say? We're German. We have a history of strong political views. Fucking love Dietrich. Iger sighs. The tone of resignation returns to her voice. Screw it. Let's put an end to this. I've got the skill and experience to lead this team. Dapper, on the other hand, was appointed by Monica as a joke. But if you'd rather he take the lead, I'll abide by it. But I want to hear what each of you have to say. You know what? And no quarrel. I'll do what the group wants. You stay out of this. She stabs an armored finger into your chest, hard. The moment she raises her hand to you, Dante's ears lay back and he lets out a low growl. Reflexively, she takes a half step back. I think we've heard what Dante has to say. As for my part... As for my part, Dapper saved... You know what? Hell with it. I'm going to do a quick German video over the break. Hopefully I can get my accent, at least for Dietrich, better. Dapper saved our lives back there. You may not believe it, but he did. The way I see, that means I follow his lead a while longer. Glory's voice is uncharacteristically gentle. I trust in Monica's judgment. Therefore, I trust in Dapper's judgment. The discussion is finished, Iger. Emsel speaks softly, but his tone is firm. Dapper will take Monica's place as the leader in our field. Let's see. Option 5. Hey, Iger, can you get me a soy cap? Let's not. No need to antagonize her. I'll do whatever it takes to keep this team and Monica's legacy alive. That includes taking your advice, Iger. Iger gives you a small nod. It's big of you. She looks from Dietrich to Glory to Amsel, finally down to Dante, then she sighs. I don't agree with this decision, but I will respect it. She nods again, more decisively. Dapper takes the lead then. Conversation closed. It's time to move on. We need to focus on chasing down Green Winters. Indeed. I've transferred the information that we received from Atug into the terminal on the next room. Used to be Monica's personal workstation, Dapper. Now it is yours. Monica kept a variety of notes and dossiers on that machine. I would suggest reviewing her notes when you have the time. Ansel turns his attention away from you and back to his screen. Good hunting. I'll eagerly await your return. I wouldn't survive driving to Dragonkeep. The roads aren't safe. Taking the U-Bahn would be faster anyway. Thanks. I don't want to be confrontational with the 7-foot-tall ogress, alright? A troll. Thanks for the tip, Iger. U-Bahn it is. Iger nods, then turns to check her equipment. The rest of the group disperses in turn. You now command a team of Shadowrunners. When traveling to new mission locations, you'll be able to choose which members of your team to bring and modify their loadout for the run. When members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they'll automatically be extracted for emergency care. They'll be patched up and ready for action next time you return. So, death is not permanent, which I kind of do like, but I always do like a little more teeth in my games. Avoid this loss of firepower by carrying some of Bumona's trauma kits into the field. These can be purchased at the Street Doc's office in the Craze Bazaar. You good, Iger? Okay, so no one really wants to talk, so we'll do some quick review. Yeah, we'll do some quick review of the terminal. Let's see. Your workstation and mission computer. The command center for your team's operations and your last link to the memory of Monica Schaefer. Her thoughts and words live on in the machines. At times, it's easy to forget she's gone. Have any messages? Nope. Have any jobs? No jobs. I do love this, though. The BBS. The BBS, essentially in Shadowrun, every book had posts from the BBS, had posts from Shadowrunners in the universe talking about things. And it could be making fun of events. It could be leaving reviews on actual weapons or cybernetics. It was always something so super cool, and I love that it's in the games. Relevant keywords. Killer. So, the killer in Seattle is a reference to the first game, so we won't bother with it. Who's Blutz? I think that's the name. I'm going to read this kind of backwards just for the sake of it. Lumens at 132.50. I'm not going to bother with the date. Yeah, it's Shadowrun forums. It's exactly what it is, Jay. I think that's his name. I'm still recovering my logs. This hot dogger just trashed my Lantrid hosting server. Sounds like some kid pissed all over his cartoons getting cancelled. Plus some garbage files all over my disk, and I'll be cleaning them up all day. They should make you pass a dumbass test before you're allowed to deck in this town. Tolstoy, Step up your security. Write some white ice programs if you can. At least make the kid's hair stand on end for the next few hours next time he tries it. Just make sure your ice is quick. Heavy hitting ice is no good if it won't catch up with an intruder. A fact that I take advantage of on a regular basis, says Clockwork. Always running, eh, C-Dub? Says the smiling bandit. Strike time. Strikes again. Date. Ha ha ha. Like clockwork. If you were finished, I did have ice on the thing. Tracked the hole down. Grocery store across the street was piggybacking on my land, and they left an unsecured jack point in a bathroom stall. Old as hell maintenance jack in a fuse box, and my security ignored it. Mystery solved. Shadowland isn't your personal tech support board, Lumens. Glad you fixed your own problem. Only way you're gonna learn. You know what, why not? Anyone reading about this? City's got a Lone Star contract. Lone Star being one of the biggest PMCs in the world. Got a Lone Star contract, and they can't catch the guy. The Emerald City Ripper has been on a spree, and no one has a clue. Pathetic. If anything like that were to happen on my block, vigilantes would have tracked him down and stopped him. Just shows how good state payroll cops are, says Maelstrom. Tolstoy, who says it's a he? They don't have any leads. Pro shot. Ha! I'll be in Seattle next week. Forward any information you have on this Ripper, and I'll see about taking him for a date with my Walther MA-2100. Mean-ass sniper rifle. I'm sure Lone Star will have a fat reward waiting for whoever blasts this goon. So, the Emerald City Ripper is something you have to deal with in Shadowrun Returns. Let's take a quick look at our people. Oh boy. On myself, let's go. The image of Monica smiles onto the screen. Dapper, my secret weapon. I've run it up with Dapper to know he's trustworthy. Good in the fight too, but beyond all that, it's just good to see him again. There aren't many people left from the old days. Far too few. And Dapper, he was always the best of them. She takes a deep breath, then smiles, shakes her head with a sigh. God, that was sappy. Mental note, re-record this before Dapper gets a chance to see it. At any rate, if anything were to happen to me, it's good to know he'll be on hand to fill my shoes. It's not what Iger would want, but it is what would be best for the team. Paul Amsel, a talented and well-connected fixer, with contacts all over Berlin. He's more to me than that, of course, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, that's it. Dietrich, one of my dearest friends and a shaman of tremendous power. A good man to have on your side in a fight. I tend to use Dietrich in a support role. His magic can dramatically bolster combat effectiveness of a frontline fighter like Iger or Glory, but when the chips are down, he's more than capable of dishing out punishment on its own. Can't think of anything else to say about Dietrich. Just a good, reliable guy. He's getting a little long in the tooth for a Shadowrunner. Not sure how many more years he has ahead of him in the game. I'm happy to run with him as long as he's able. We'll see, I suppose. Glory. Our damaged Enigma. I've known her for almost 5 years now, but I don't think I'll ever really know her. Somehow I doubt that anyone will. On an operational level, Glory's solid. That chrome of hers may be old, but it gets the job done. I've seen her take a troll apart with her hand razors, and when the adrenal pump is running, she moves faster than anyone I've ever seen. On top of all of that, Glory's a competent field medic. I don't know where she learned medicine. Yet another question mark. But she's patched me up at least a dozen times. Between her skill with a medkit and Dietrich's magic, we haven't had much trouble in the way of serious injuries, and that's a luxury in our line of work. Monica pauses for a second, then shrugs. That's really all I know about Glory. She keeps to herself, barely talks, and spends most of her off time staring at nothing. I've seen this kind of behavior before, of course. Something bad happened in her past. Deep down, I think she's still running from it. And I'm sure that cyberware ties into it somehow. I don't know. Maybe someday she'll open up to me. I'd like to think she will. We'll see, I suppose. And finally, Iger. What's there to say about Iger? She's smart, she's strong, and she's one hell of a soldier. In a close-up fight, I've seen her take apart an entire security team with her shotgun, and she's even more dangerous at range. It's a handy thing, having a trained sniper on the team. All in all, we enjoy one hell of an advantage thanks to her. Unfortunately, there are some disadvantages too. All of that military training has left her... how to say it? Rigid, I suppose. Unlike the others, Iger isn't content to go with the flow. She wants lists, she wants maps, and timetables. She wants a hierarchy, and she wants it formalized. I don't think she realizes it, but giving her what she wants would destroy this team. Gloria and Dietrich wouldn't put up with that for more than a day or two. I know I wouldn't. But she keeps pushing all the same. Monica shakes her head. One of these days, the situation's going to come to a head. I just hope it doesn't happen soon. Rest well, Monica. We go to avenge you. I will get us to the beginning of the mission, and I'll take my break to feed the little bugger. Yes, you heard me. I say feed, and Athena comes running. Assemble the team. I think we can hire mercenaries at this point, but not much of a point yet. The drug pit. Das Kessel House, hotel and nightclub. Crown jewel of the Drogenkip. The filthiest kies in Berlin. Opening the door to the ground level dance clubs like bashing your head into a wall of sound. Flashing lights stab your eyes, and the air is perfumed with cheap synthahol and engine grease. Everything in here is cranked up to 11. A playground for the numb. Green Winters is somewhere in this building. You steel yourself for the sensory assault and step inside. The team makes a quick check of their weapons and follows you into Das Kessel House. Oh, he's been. I've just been ignoring him. So, I will be feeding them and I'll take an extra minute or two to brush up on my German accent. I will not try too hard, don't worry. Get you guys some drinks, stretch your legs, do what you gotta do. Be back in about 5. Take care, guys. I say that like I'm leaving. Back in about 5. Smoke them if you got them. Alright, sorry about that. I had to chase Athena off Ares' food a little bit. Did a little bit of listening for German. I'm not even going to bother. I could, but I forgot I had to do this now. It's fine, we don't have anything to really bring. I can level up. Really don't have much I need to do right yet. I am building for a specific item later in the game. So for now, let's take extra strength and be ready for when I get a good melee weapon. Das Kessel House Club and Hotel. Last known location of Monica's client, Green Winters. Look at this wall of meat and muscle. The troll working the door might be the shortest you've ever seen, and the thickest. Despite the pounding music and the writhing bodies, his face is buried in a comic book. He looks up, gives you a cursory once-over, and sighs. Welcome to Das Kessel House, now under new management. Again, there's no cover, just go in and get your fix. That's Kroner at the bar over there, he'll take care of you. He buries his nose back into his comic book while tapping a meaty thumb on the black plastic slung from his belt, a high-powered stun gun. Just play nice, or you'll meet Herzap. Have fun. Yeah, it's a hotel, right? I want a room. His eyes never leave the comic book. Do I look like a front desk clerk? Oh yeah, I hear you, Jay. And to be fair, I can't speak on soy calf. Normal calf sounds disgusting to me. Let's see, but do I look hotel's closed, renovations. You want somewhere to crash? Go somewhere else. Look, I really need to go up there. Can you help me out? Not really, no. He puts his comic down, and his voice slows to a crawl. He makes a point of enunciating each word. I point people to the bar. If someone starts trouble, I give them a taste of Herzap. That's it. That's all I do. Now what's it going to be? The bar or Herzap? Look at my eyes, sweetheart. You really want to go down this road? The bouncer's hand tightened on the butt of his taser. He takes another look at you, sighs, and drops it to his side. Look, I'll tell you what. If you want a room and you can pay, and I mean pay, go talk to Frank. He can hook you up. You'll find him right on the VIP lounge. Way back there on your right. Just leave me out of it. Yeah, I mean, you aren't wrong about how scuzzy it looks, but there's a beauty in the scuzz. There's a beauty in the scuzz. We are not going to go talk to the clear druggie. Pinned to the floor manager's too expensive for this neighborhood and too baggy to be his suit in a name tag, Frank. Yeah, what you need? Reluctantly, he swings his attention from the elvish dancer swaying in front of him. Okay, so here's something I have wrong with almost all cyberpunk. Why is it the first thing to go is fashion sense? What the hell is on your head, lady? Let's see. I need to get into the hotel. Hotel's closed. They're fumigating up there. You know, for bugs. Fumigating, huh? Guy working the door said you were closed for renovations. Fumigating, renovating, what's it to you? Closed is closed, and that's what we are. He licks his lips and turns his attention back to the dancer. She maintains her 1,000-meter stare over his head. Yeah. Now take your business back to the bar or take it outside. Alright, look. I'll give you 200 new yen for access to the elevator. Frank eyes the cred stick in your hand, glances back at the dancing girl. Slowly, he reaches over and palms it. Alright, you can go up. Elevator's open. Make it quick before I change my mind. Let's see. That'd be real helpful, buddy, if I could see. There it is. Yo, how seedy is this club that you have a sniper watching it? Hey, the man's a well-rounded individual. Alright, let's see. Do we have intel on what floor he's in? We do not. So, one floor at a time, man. Jesus. I'm not even paying to stay here, and I want my money back. And we got furries. Status. That's what I'm saying. Let's see what we got, though. Bilko, Dynasafe. Yeah, I didn't think so. Jay, you make me worried about going to a con. Then again, I wouldn't be staying at a hotel. And we got our $200 back. That is true. It is a cyberpunk club. Let's see. Anything I can do to these doors? Nope. First floor looks largely empty of our target. I was about to say clean. Okay, why are there tires? Riddle me that. Why? And these look like ATV tires. Glory looks just as happy to be here as I feel. What do we got? Oh, trauma kit. I don't know why you need a trauma kit in a bedroom, but I don't think I want to know. Look, what do we got? The section of wall seems to be buckling under its own weight. I mean, that's not a bad idea, Ranter. To be fair. Yeah, no, Jay, out. Mods! Let's see. The aging wallpaper that lines the rest of the hallway is peeled away, revealing the structure of the wall underneath. While the underlying structure is reinforced with steel support strut, you can see the signs of rust and metal fatigue everywhere. The entire wall looks like it'd give away if enough force were applied. I'm a troll! Force is our entire MO. You slam into the wall and it gives way with a crunch. Knock knock. Inspection. What is this, like, sci-fi meth station over here? Oh no, it's just the cats fighting. I know Eddie's up to something. Guy who works in the kitchen. Selling mouthwash to the hobos. Interesting. Bragg and Eddie, yesterday I saw him up on the 3rd floor because the vending machine was down. So he came up, went over to the out-of-order latrine, and he punched in a code. 2478. Well, considering that we're not meeting this guy... So 3rd floor, password 2478. No need to remember it. We have a nice little automatic notebook here. First floor's clear, excuse me. I highly doubt they're just gonna let us in. And just imagine someone was in there. You're just hanging out in your room and the troll comes busting through a wall. Housekeeping! Quick save. Okay. Howdy. What's up, guys? I'm American. What do you mean you thought you killed all of us, huh? I know he doesn't mean us, like he clearly thinks we're someone else, but... Still a rather interesting thing to say, eh? So your girl Iger, she goes the common COD route, shoddy sniper. You want that wall? Meat for pillow? Look, I'm just saying, if I stay at a hotel and I have an 8-foot-tall troll knocking on my door saying housekeeping, I think he means he's keeping the house, alright? I mean, if y'all want to gather up... I'll take it, you know. Oh, Iger, sweetheart. Jay, have you been in a club? I will tell you, the idea that they can't hear grenades going off downstairs is the least shocking thing I've ever heard. I'm taking that, Ranner. It's house claiming. Now, if I recall, missing when they're stacked up like this is actually kind of a good thing. Because if you miss, it can hit anything else in a cone. Come on, Tilly. You're going senile, brother. Shooting a troll with a pistol. I'm pretty sure that's going to work out for you phenomenally. I really should have bought some grenades. But that's on me. Ooh, that looked like a gut shot. What do we got? Search guest registry by name. Why not? We are looking for Winter. Floor 405. Guy in the master suite of 4 asks for his room code to be changed again. Paranoid son of a bitch. Anyway, dude's been renting one of our biggest rooms for months, so I guess we can't complain. New code is 1989. Admin password. It actually was admin. That was a shot in the dark. The fucking OPSEC of this hotel. Okay. Yeah, let this be a lesson to you, boys and girls. Change your fucking passwords. That's a clip right there, I'm telling you that. Let's see. All guest notes. Oh. Silk Schroeder, Sarah Newman, and Najda Bauer. Oh, okay. These are drug addicts. Thank you, Jay. The only reason that I think you guys believe me on that one is because you saw me do something similarly stupid just a few minutes ago. Maintenance key fob. How much you want to bet this is maintenance? I'd have lost that bet. On we go. So we know our target is on the 4th floor. Let's take as long as we can. 1, 2. I don't know, Ranter. I think leaving your password as the default admin is pretty bad. When a troll can hack you, you screwed up. Do not open. Don't tell me what to do. Oh. Y'all ever seen that one meme of the Motel 8 that demolished You guys know what I'm talking about? Let me take my turn. I will find it on this nasty bastard's turn. Yeah, no, exactly. Don't open. I should have listened. And Glory, you drew the short straw because you're gonna go slap it in the face. Oh, and it can shoot poison. Dietrich is just having a terrible day. Oh. For the record, let me grab it real quick. Super 8, not Motel 8. This picture is pretty much exactly how I feel about what we just witnessed. And if you will give me one quick second, I will... You know what? Let me save it and I can just... Not that folder. Give me just 1 second. No stress, Jay. I can find it on my own. I got all weekend. This is essentially... Oh, that's a clear blue sky. I don't know why it's that damn big. Nope. This one. It's basically how I feel about what we just witnessed. There was a spider. It's all okay now. There was a scorpion. We're good now. I mean, the meme was the meme. The joke was the Super 8. The hotel had been demolished, and they just put that up instead. I strive to have that kind of sense of humor. Alright. Was that scorpion guarding anything? No, that was raw schmuck bait. Oh, wait. Fridge. There's a note that says, his food is in the crisper drawer. See you next week. Yeah, this was pure schmuck bait. It told you not to open the door. Weird the staff didn't have any notes about the giant killer scorpion. Let's see, is this the one with the drug addicts? No, it's empty. You know, I actually kind of love how much empty space there is in this game. Let's see. Oh! The floor at the end of this room is beginning to cave in. A trickle of light spills up from the cracks below the floorboards to the other room below. With a little force, you could probably open a hole big enough to drop down. This is honestly a paranoid thought I always have living in apartments. I'm terrified this is going to happen someday. Not necessarily a troll, but, you know. What's up? Please don't hurt me, I'm just a line cook. The cook's eyes are darting wide, terrified. Sorry. The cook's darting eyes are wide open, and behind them you see pure animal terror. If you let me go, I won't tell anyone. I promise. What are you so afraid of? You're not with those guys out there? I just thought, hey, take your time, man. I ain't gonna hurt you. I thought you were one of them. You know, the gangers that took over and shot up the place? I worked... That is to say, I worked for the previous owners. When the shooting started, I shut myself in here. Whoever they are, they haven't figured out how to override my keys yet. It's been a day and a half. I don't know how much longer I can stay in here. Who's the stiff by the sink? It's the head chef, Felix. He took a hit to the chest when they raided the floor. I tried to stop the bleeding, but I couldn't. Zap is, he's the manager. He's not the bodyguard. He's not even the taser. He owns the joint. What you got about this place? Chop shop, huh? Street dock. Oh. People hooked up to tubes. I already killed the guys out there. Oh man, Jay, you didn't have to do that. Thank you though, mate. There's really no reason. Oh wait, no, I got the code for the shop upstairs. So you see, random wanton violence is good for the world. How did my man get out of here without unlocking the door? A man of your bird? Oh, God. Why do you people watch this channel? Let's see. Item picked up. Oh, I got some cram. Wasn't cram a Fallout food? Yeah, it's not a mission item. Can I check my character inventories? Yes. Cram is a designer amphetamine. Adds 2 AP and 2 movement for 1 round. Hell yeah. Alright. We already checked everything else in this room. We put a hole through the floor. Oh, wait, no. There was the bathroom. The secret code in the bathroom. Which is over here. The whales! God, wait, why do I remember that? The whales! What is that from? 2478. By the way, side note, any game that lets me use my keypad to do actual like keypads in game, automatic for extra point. I love that. We got some jazz. Yeah, you're right. That's painful that I remember that. Alright, which one was the chop shop? That's 401. Cool. Knock knock. 5870. Probably help if I put 5 in. Oh! So, word to the wise, if you are ever in this position, and a 8 to 9 foot tall, jacked mutant of a person rolls up on you with an AK, don't come out and square up with a bat. Not his brightest idea. Glory? Why is it every damn Cyberpunk setting starts with a chop shop like this? I think I've seen it 3 times now, because I think... Doesn't Deus Ex start you in a chop shop like this? I'm more surprised these people are lobbing frags in an enclosed space like this. Alright, fetishes are restored. There we go. Get him with a stun. Tiger? That power slap, just like a... Yeah, Human Revolution, that's what I meant. Just like... Oh my god, how did I forget her name? Apollyon. Power slap, just like Apollyon taught me. We got auto injector. Okay. And an advanced med kit. Other than that, place is cleared out. Finally got a grenade. We'll go ahead and drop our drugs. Check the bathroom. Any man-made horrors in here? Nope. That's in a seedy-ass hotel like this, the bathroom is the cleanest place. Because I'm an idiot that can't remember codes for more than 3 seconds. 1989. Probably help if I put it in right. This message is brought to you by drugs. Drugs. Do take them often and indiscriminately. That's it. I'm going to try and get a soundboard set up. Oh, thank you, Ranter. Although out of context, that's wild as shit, I'm just gonna say. Oh. Hey, buddy. So, our boy's gone. The scene is eerily familiar. The dead man is still jacked into the smoldering computer, his face contorted into a mask of pain. Blue smoke spills from his data jack, like Monica. And there's something else. The man's outline is wrong. It takes a moment for the realization to sink in. His back is bent at an impossible angle. Jesus. Looks like he convulsed hard enough to break his own spine. Is that even possible? Help me. Glory gestures at the twisted form on the carpet. Iger kneels beside the corpse, bending to peer at his face. Matches the description the Ultag gave us. It's Green Winters. Is this what happened to Monica? She straightens, glancing back over at the body before returning her attention to you. I suspect that would have. We jacked her out in time to prevent it. Why do we have to just shit on Iger, man? A way to go. Yeah, I'm getting that. Iger takes another glance at the broken corpse, and you can see the uncertainty growing behind her eyes. I've seen biofeedback discs before. I've never seen anything before like this. I'll send you what he means in a minute, Jay. As soon as we're done with this, I'll show you what I mean. Give you a quick context rundown. Kneeling to inspect the body, you find smears of blood on the carpet under Winter's right arm. Moving the arm aside, you find a number written across the floor. 91612. You use your PDA to take a hollow pick of the body, then step away. Okay, so we have numbers. Oh. Oh. I love that. Yeah, don't do what we do. Mars Mountain 2011. There we are. It was. Didn't expect to use it this quick. 91612. We got discs. Inside the safe, you found a bundle of old, well-worn media discs. The words, "Watch Me," have been hastily scrawled on the topmost disc. Disc labeled "Watch Me" looks almost new. The others are clearly much older. Many of them are badly scratched. The last two discs in the bundle are stuck together. When you try to pry them apart, the readable surface of the bottom disc peels away. As soon as you finish with the safe, the nearby vid phone starts to begin to ring. Look at this absolute chieftain. Hey there, Chief. Don't hang up. I got a proposition for you. Who are you, and how did you know I was in this room? See the camera in the center of the room? Glancing up, you notice a pair of security cameras. They're tiny things, casings colored to blend into the dingy wallpaper. Easy to miss if you don't know to look for them. Hey, wave hi. I'm on the other side of them. You probably noticed this building's under new management, right? Judging by the fresh corpses I'm seeing strewn all over the hotel, I'm gonna guess you don't like the new guys any better than I do. I'd like to make you an offer. You help cover my escape, I'll get you a secure vault on the top floor. Belong to the leader of the gang that used to run this place. Trust me, it's still secure. I set up the security protocols myself. Last decker they brought in to take a crack at it came back out in a stretcher. I haven't found too many volunteers since then. Alright, you got my attention. What's in the vault? Gear, money, good stuff. Need some specific examples. Actually, you don't know, do you? Well, I mean, no. Never actually seen what's in the vault. Not personally. Look, buddy, I just set up the Matrix security for the thing. Old boss didn't let me set foot in the vault. He's a little paranoid, you know? But he was adamant that he wanted me to rig up some real killer ice. So there must be something of value in there. How about it? You want to crack at that vault or no? Alright. Where do I meet you? 505, penthouse floor. Come rendezvous with me and I'll take you to the vault. We're going to quick auto run back there, and I will send Jay that sound clip, and he's just going to have to wait for me to explain it. Sound bites. I've been telling Vega I want to do a full, like an upgraded one, get as many people as I can, but it's just not coming together. I really need to clean this out. Alright, here we are. There you go, Jay. Enjoy the wild early naming scheme. Alright, 505. There's our goofy looking buddy. You'd come? I've always been a good judge of character. Since we're meeting in person, I'll formally introduce myself. He nods his head in salute. Blitz, Decker extraordinaire at your service. Save the theatrics, just point me to the way of the vault. The vaults are just around the corner. Once we get there, I can unlock it with just a few clicks on the keypad. Blitz offers you something between a smile and a smirk. Built myself a back door when I wrote the security system. Never hurts to be careful. Alright, we are escorting this clearly sane man. But first, let's loot everything in sight. In the immortal words of Laharl, I can't just take valuable things. That makes me no better than a common thief. I have to be impartial. And plunder everything. Let us take a peek in the bathroom. Oh. We have guests that don't like us here. Alright, I can't really do anything. Why do I keep screwing up his name? Get out of here. Iger, you have a sniper. Oh, it's because they can't lean to the line of sight. Getting jumped at the last minute. Gary motherfucking Oak. Hey, Bat Boy. Enjoy, mate. Hope your team wins. Whoa. I keep forgetting that there's extra space out here. reach him for a heal? Ooh, this ain't good. Can you reach Glory for a heal? You cannot. There you go. Yeah, thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. Glory, just fuck this goon up. And he just tagged my girl. But as we established, even if Glory goes down, you don't die. Jesus, Iger. There you go. Shit, I talk shit, they get hit. That's the kind of consequences I like. Let's hop Glory up on all of the drugs. And that should be it. She should be taken care of whether I hit her or not. I'm actually not sure how I feel about auto healing at the end of every fight. There we go. Alright, here we go. Tap, tap, tap. Done. Wait, when did they get that thing installed? Take cover! Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, Hi. That is a pissed off naked troll. I'm a little more intimidated by him than I am the drone. I'll be honest with y'all. I don't know if you noticed Blitz's inventory is 100% drugs. Patch Glory up, please. What do you mean no wound? He's plenty wounded. I'm looking at her. Oh, right. You don't full heal. You do heal them. You know what to do. Adrenaline pump up. Show him who's the better robot. Let's go. They are the better robot. Yeah. Bliss, Cram. Bliss is a narcotic, tranquilizer, and a bunch of med kits. I can safely say some of those drugs are legal. Yeah, naked troll. Hey man, if you want to come closer. No, he does. Tiger, what the hell is that? Oh! Do we have any rigor? I don't reckon we do, unfortunately. Glory, don't suppose you, let's see. Rigging will be in intelligence. No, he's not good enough. Blitz is a rigger, but he's not good enough. Glory, please. Yeah, Derek, just kind of hang out, man. It's not what you can do. Fuck it. Yeah, I know. I don't know why I did that when I already knew it wasn't going to work. I am not super intimidated. And it's free. This ain't going well. Ow! Down I go. Okay, at least it didn't immediately go to fight me. It's just going wild. I'll take it. Look, you. How are you still up? Thank you. Imagine getting just half a clip of AR directly into your chest, and a throwing knife is what puts you down. Glory, you want to do me a solid? Patch me up? I would greatly appreciate it. Not taking any AP damage, but that's okay. The turret is the primary concern here. The spirit can be dealt with at any time. I am actually quite curious as to why that damn troll was naked. Disassemble it. Yeah, unfortunately, since we lost control of the spirit, we can't just desummon it. Oh, but it can just desummon itself. I swear to God, if there's not a bolt, Blitz is going out the window. We got some more drugs. What else we got? Drug formula? What about you, drone? What's your deal? Appears to be broken. Yoink. Thought I saw... Okay. Let's pop that safe. Look at that. Oh, it's not empty. 1,400 new yen. I'll take it. And more drugs. Back to the stash. That's all I had in here? Ah, track. Blitz, give me one good reason I shouldn't give you a free skydiving trip. Alright, I think we're done. Oh, wait, no, we never did check the bathroom. We got jumped. Ain't that a hell on earth? Jesus! It's kind of a ritzy bathroom. Well, then again, it is penthouse suite. Yeah, let's get out of here before Hair Shock decides to, or Hair Zap decides he wants to say hello. Yeah, they had no clue. Hey, thanks for the assist. Can't tell you how happy I am to leave this place behind. No problem. Blitz nods at you, then abruptly changes the subject. Say, you wouldn't happen to need a Nova Hot Decker, would you? Because I suddenly find myself unemployed. I could use a Decker, yeah. Excellent. Fantastic. Promise you won't regret it. Blitz has joined us. Look, he may be a drug addict, but I do need someone that can work the internet. Excuse me. Apologies. Your team makes its way back to the nearest U-Bahn station. 20 minutes later, you're on a return trip to the Kriz bar, and leaving the filth of Dragon Cop far behind. But the image of Green Winter's twisted corpse continues to linger in your mind. You lift one of the discs that you pulled from the Winter safe to the light. Reflections dance off its surface. With luck, you'll soon have the answers you're looking for. Okay, so you don't actually level up your character, your team. You just get advancements, and that kind of just comes as it wills. So I can specialize Iger either as a sniper or a shotgunner, and each turn I can kind of change it up. I think I'm gonna make her my sniper though, because I'm definitely the more of the mid-range specialist, and we have Glory for frontline. So, you got a drink? Yeah, spellcaster. I'm not gonna make him a throwing knife. Glory, 100% hone that cyber. And we head back. Hey, Dante. You look down to see a pair of bright eyes set in a scruffy face looking up at you. Dante, Monica's old dog. Looking up and down to those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. On some instinctual level, he must know his master's is gone. Dante lets out a small whine, rubbing his head against your leg. Let's give him a little pet. How you doing, Iger? Iger turns to face you. Look, there's a pained look on her face. Look, I owe you an apology. Listening? When Monica died, I was pissed. That probably doesn't come as a huge surprise, but I took that anger out on you, and I shouldn't have. Seeing Winter's body like that was enough to convince me. You couldn't have done anything to help Monica, and I couldn't have either. We're dealing with something new. Monica was a good friend of mine. Her death irked. I got carried away, and I said some things that I shouldn't have. I want to apologize for that. And her body relaxes. She begins to turn away. Anyway, that's all I want to say. A few things I want to say. She stops, then turns back to face you. You can see the wariness behind her eyes. Go ahead. Nobody's stopping you. You are a valued member of the team, Iger. We need you now more than ever, and I'm glad you're on my side. She raises a hand to stop you. The expression on her face has gone from cautious to annoyed. Cut the bullshit, fearless leader. I don't respond well to flattery. I'm not trying to flatter you, Iger. I'm only trying to tell you how wonderful and valuable I am. Yeah, I got that part. And now you're going to give me a pat on the head, and I expect you to follow me in line like a good little soldier. You know, there's nothing easier or more hollow than an empty compliment. It's cheap manipulation, and I can always see right through it. She turns away. You should go. I've got more prep work to do on our next run, and you've got more important things to do than watch me pack my gear. Look, How about you, Glory? Glory is beautiful in a waifish sort of way. Her features are almost elvish in their delicacy, but there's something cold about her that you find slightly unsettling. What's more unsettling is her chrome. Glory is rocking a heavy load out of cyberware. From head to toe, she looks like she may be more composed of plastic and metal than skin and bone. In the shadows, individuals such as this are anything but uncommon, but Glory's cyberware is first generation. All of it. She, a little bit, but I mean, you're kind of the same way, Maffy. You really don't like it when you feel like someone's complimenting you, just feeding you bullshit. So I get it, but it's also one of the most infuriating shit in the world when those people will not listen. Like, no, Iger, you are a sniper and a mean-ass shotgunner. You can do both. That's valuable. Bulky, invasive, practically museum pieces. This chrome was obsolete well before she was born. Never. Glory shifts her gaze to you, but her expression is as cool and placid as ever. Can I help you? How you holding up, Glory? Don't worry about me. I'm solid. You say you're good, then you're good. Glory's expression remains neutral, but she grants you a barely perceptible nod. Question, Glory. Personal kind. I'm not big on sharing, sport. Personal reasons. You understand, I'm sure. The voice in her edge tells you she's not interested in continuing the conversation. Yeah, alright. We all got our secrets. But if you don't want to talk, I'm here. Fucking my whole team hates me. Except my old man, Dietrich. Dietrich turns his head as you approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars. The legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a degree of strength and vigor, it's obvious the shaman you see before you is a shadow of his former self. Despite all of this, there's still an aura of power surrounding the man. He raises a bottle, offering it to you. Dapper, welcome. We've got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing, and we've got a fallen comrade to drink to. I don't drink, but I'll join you in saluting her memory. Fair enough. To Monica. He takes a long pull and locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question, Dapper. What made you choose to come to Berlin? Why do you want to know? Monica told me you route here from the Rhine-Ruhr megaplex. Made it sound like you've been there for a good many years. Successful years at that. Leads a man to wonder why you packed up and moved here. And none of this really matters, but it's nice that it gives you the chance to create your backstory as much as it can. The run went bad. My team paid the price. Dietrich raised an eyebrow. Went bad, huh? Like the run we just came back from? Worse. I was the only survivor. That's rough, friend. How did it happen? We were double-crossed. The run went off without a hitch, but instead of paying us, our client decided to set up an ambush. Miserable bastard. Alright, if what you're telling me is true, how'd you walk out alive? My team fought like hell, and we took the ambushers down. We all got shot up, and I was the only one that survived. Thing is, that could be true. I mean, look how fucking big this guy is. There's a good chance a troll can get shot point blank in the chest and walk it off. Sorry to hear. Looks like it was a glorious fight, though. After all this went down, you decided to bail out of the Ruhrplex and head to Berlin. Am I getting that right? More or less. One much more left for me in the Ruhrplex, and Monica made me a hell of an offer. Ah, yes, Monica. Dietrich raises his bottle again, closes his eyes, and takes a long drink. After the moment has passed, he returns his attention to you. It all comes back to her girl, doesn't it? So let me ask you, what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know the two of you knew each other way back, but she was pretty coy about these things. Why do you want to know? Monica was my friend. I cared about her. Dietrich shrugged. I don't know. I guess I just want to get to know her better. There were some areas in her life that have always been a mystery, and you could stand to shed light on them. I'd be very appreciative. I can respect that. So don't leave me in the deal. What was the deal between you two? Don't leave me in suspense. We're friends. Right there with you. Privileged to say so. She's one of the best women I'd ever known. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time, and the bottle's almost empty. Thanks for taking the time to talk. For what it's worth, I'm happy you're here with us. Dietrich takes a final pull of the bottle, then tips it forward, pouring the rest on the ground. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. Very heartwarming. Let's see what's on those damn tapes that we had to go through. Amsel's expression is harder than you've ever seen it. When he speaks, his voice is grim. Iger has told me of Green Winter's death. She said that he died the same way Monica did. It wasn't a pretty sight. Amsel nods gravely. I know that you and Iger have your differences. I will tell you that she was badly shaken at the sight of Winter's body. She also mentioned that you found something in Winter's safe. A package of very old discs. May I see them? Hey, Ollie! Great. It's always been great. I love Dragonfall. Hong Kong, I think, has a better story, but I think Dragonfall has the better characters. You're actually still pretty... we're still... As you can tell, I don't English today. I'm taking up my role as a German character very seriously by forgetting how to speak English. No. we're still pretty early on in the story. All we know is that our previous friend died, giving us the name Firewing, which was this dragon that ravaged Germany at the beginning of the Age of Magic. Good God. Gingerly, Amsel lifts a disc from the bundle and holds it up to the light. Slowly, he begins to turn it in his hand, causing rainbow patterns to shimmer across its surface. I haven't seen one of these since I was a boy. This is a DVD-RW. You know, the saddest thing and the reason that I kind of just tapered off there, there are people alive right now who could say this line and have it be 100% authentic. How I feel like that. I haven't seen a DVD-R dub since I was a boy. I'm amazed that Winters was able to find a device that could play it. Do you know how we can read these things? Rewritable, actually, Maffy. DVD rewritable. Essentially, they were discs that could overwrite data. Which, back in the time, I don't know how much you remember of it. I actually didn't know that Kobolds. It makes sense, though, the name. But yeah, I don't know if you remember the old days of burning CDs. Back in the day, there were CDRs and DVD-Rs, which were DVD writables. I know R doesn't... Actually, yeah. I don't know. They were writables? Yeah, you remember now. The original writables could not be overwritten. Once you wrote the data on the CD, that was it. And then there were RWs eventually, where you could rewrite them and overwrite them, and that was a huge step forward. I still remember throwing out all of my CDRs when that technology started. He puts down the DVD in his hands and quickly inspects the others. The first disc that I looked at might be readable. The others are damaged, some severely so. I have my doubts about them. For now, let's concentrate on the undamaged disc. There's a little shop outside, the Data Haven. Talk to the proprietor, Mailit Hoyley. She may be able to help. Tell her to put the cost of the device on my account. Yeah, I got it. We don't need to be a dick to Amsel. Amsel's cool. CDRs... Like I said, CDR... TiVo, if I recall... It's been a long time since I thought about TiVo. TiVo could be rewritten, so the CDR-W would have been more like TiVo. CDRs were essentially what you got when you bought a CD from the store. What you burned onto it was all that was ever going to be onto it. You could not rewrite a CDR. If I'm remembering, I don't remember if it was CDRW. Yeah, no, I think it was CDW was the first one, and then CDRW came out. It's been a long time since I thought about this. God, I feel old now. The dwarvish tech vendor smiles at you with a practiced ease, her almond eyes twinkling at the glare from a dozen trid screens. She speaks in a clipped, heavily accented German. Oh boy. Welcome to the Data Haven. Can I help you with something? I acquired this drone. You get it up and running again? Yeah, probably. It'll take a bit of doing, though. I love working on these old corp drones. Can't make you any guarantees, but either way, it's on the house. Leave it to you. The future is now. Get off my lawn, Ollie. Alright? Back in my day, we had to walk uphill both ways to Circuit City in the snow. Alright? In Florida. I don't care that Florida hasn't gotten snow in years. We had to go uphill both ways in the snow to Circuit City to buy our CD writables. You kids don't understand this. Okay, real talk though. Ollie, I don't think you're this young, but kids these days do not understand the struggle of risky LimeWire or Kazaa downloads. All right, they will never understand that struggle of going onto a file sharing server looking at a video and just going, or looking at a song and going, huh, okay, 3 megabytes looks about right. I hope this is what I want. I will say though, I found some good music through mislabeled CDs, or through mislabeled songs. So, kids these days will never know the struggle. Kids these days will never know the struggle of a family computer. First, of a family computer. Second off, of a family computer in the kitchen. This is going to turn into old man rants about technology, alright? Give me a second. I can feel my allergies acting up. I want to start sniffling in y'all's ear. Hang on a second. There was something else I wanted to talk to you about. She glances up at you. Yes? Go on, Zen. I'm listening. I'm looking for something that can play back a DVD-RW. Really? Citizen Tech? Very old, in fact. Just a moment, I will go look. She turns to rummage through the bin of obsolete components at the back of her stall. Ah, yes, here we are. The dwarf wrestles a mid-sized flat-screen display out of the bin. This display is old enough hookups to connect to a DVD player. RCA, you know, vintage. This player itself, this I do not have. You may wish to try your luck at the junkyard. There's a scavenger there, a primitive man with a crude disposition. If anyone in the Cruise Bazaar can help you find your DVD player, he can. But he will almost certainly attempt to overcharge you for it. She takes a deep breath and smiles up at you. But you are not here for gossip. Shall we conclude our business? I can give you the display for, say, 200 million. Paul Amstel sent the charge to his account. Ah, very well. I will have it packaged up and delivered to Air Amstel right away. Best of luck finding our DVD reader. I wish you well. Like I said, I did my accent through mimicry. So I did listen to a German woman talking, which is why I'm able to do it a little bit better. It is probably still super offensive. What's up, Shrotty? A stout old man looks up at you from whatever tech he's tinkering to squint at you through thick, old-fashioned glasses. He pushes them up with an oil-stained finger and straightens up to nod at you. He speaks with a gruff, but well-meaning tone, heavily accented German tonality. Guten Tag, what can I do for you? Mallet tells me you're the man to speak to about DVDs. That little shrew sent you my way, huh? Brody smile broadens. Will wonders never cease? Well, introductions are in order, I suppose. Shorty Buchman, at your service. The old man raises a grimy hand in salute. Need something salvaged? Some old components, Velisht. I think Velisht is that? Oh, I have Rammstein songs. Trust me, Ollie. That's the only reason that Feierschwinch I knew was fire something, because fire fry. I am indeed your man. How about that DVD player? Well, let's see. I think I've got something that'll work for you. Charlie rummages through the junk heaped on the table behind him. A few seconds later, he snatches out a battered plastic lozenge shape from the pile. Here we go. An old Korean player I dug up last week. A 2010 model. A real beauty. Shorty smiled broad. He gives you a conspiratorial wink. I fixed her up and got her running. You bought any discs to read? I've mostly been using her as a paperweight. Sounds like what I'm looking for. How much you want from it? Shorty glances back at the DVD player, a rueful expression on his face. Well, I admit, I am a little loath to part with her. There are plenty of folks out there who really appreciate a little player as this, and I don't know what your intentions are for it. I suppose, given the time and trouble I took putting her back together, I'd be willing to part with her for, oh, say... Shorty's eyes dart over your gear, a calculated expression on his face. Yes, they are, Ollie. In fact, you missed the introduction. Lofweir is the head of one of the Big Ten, one of the major megacorps. For the record, megacorps in the source books are described as being the size of Disney plus Kellogg plus Sony plus Microsoft all combined and that's only a tenth of their size. Insane megacorps. I could buy a new Trivid for that. Ah. But can you get but you can get another one of those anywhere. You ain't gonna find another one of these anytime soon. But it's not like I get offers right here every day. Oh yeah, mega corpse. It is cyberpunk as cyberpunk gets. How's 350 sound? Half that, and you got yourself a deal. Not overfund your tone, but it's not every day I get asked to sell one of my projects. You know what? There you go. Shorty gingerly picks up the ancient device from the table and presses it in your hands. The plastic is scuffed and worn, and it rattles a bit when you move it. Give her some good use, okay? So, yeah. I did a brief overview of my knowledge of it. Tabletop-wise, Cyberpunk 2020 came first. Shortly after, I think within the year, actually, Shadowrun First Edition came out. Kobolds... God. I know they're not in the base playables. The base 5 playables are human, elf, dwarf, orc, and troll. Because every inhuman race, almost every inhuman race, is actually magic mutated humans. While I'm doing this, I can at least walk back. But I know some of the advanced source books have other races. Personal shout out to my personal favorite, being the shifters, the werewolves of this world, are actually reversed. The shifters are not humans that turn into animals. They are, in fact, animals who turn into humans. But I'd have to relook through the advanced books. I'll let you know, Ollie. I think, actually, I saw a bargain for the bunch of them. I'll let you know. I'll DM you at some point. But yeah, fantasy cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2020 came out first, but it was so basic. It was basically printed on a single sheet of paper. Shadowrun First Edition came out next, and basically, as I understand it, made everything that we know the cyberpunk genre to be, plus fantasy. I mean, you'll notice my character over here is a giant 7-foot-tall troll. Seems that Emsel has assembled the team in your absence. They stand on the ground. They stand in a group around the old display that you had Mallet delivered. On your faces, you can see excitement and apprehension, curiosity and dread. Dapper, have you procured a DVD reader? Yeah, right here. It is a D6 system, and it is wild, man. The glitches system. Oh. Good. It should only take a moment. Amsel disappears behind the ancient display. After a few minutes of fiddling with its battered inputs, he reappears, a satisfied look on his face. Everything appears to be functional. This dish should be ready to play. This scene reminds me so much of Cowboy Bebop when Spike and Jet get a Betamax and are essentially dealing with it like cavemen. Well, don't keep us in suspense. Start the damn thing already. Dapper went through the trouble of fetching everything. Let him do the honors. Amsel steps back, clearing the path for you to access the antique machine. You can at least... You know what? Family movie night. Let's do it. I forgot how much there was on this. A soft whirring sound fills the air as the ancient DVD player spins the disc up to speed. The scratched LCD display comes to life, and a menu fills the screen. Screen goes black. Actually, though, let's make a VHS, but a brick. Let's make a VHS that can be used as crime deterrent by beating someone with it. The screen goes black, and a cheerful digital chiming sound spills out of the display speaker. The crackle of static fills the air, coupled with the shrill electronic whine. After a few moments, the display goes live, and a disheveled-looking man appears on the screen. His eyes glitter with excitement. The timestamp on the screen is 2034, September 15th. I'm about to out myself that I am terrible reading dates. I don't know why. I struggle with months. I am shamed to admit it, but... Hermie, I think we found her. All this time, fire twinge. I knew she wasn't dead. His speech is jittery. You can hear the urgency in his voice. She survived the Dragonfall, just as I've always said. I knew it, and I was right. The screen explodes into static, and the electronic whine in the background sharpens into a needle-like pulse of high-pitched sound. Somewhere in the background, Dante lets out a low whimper. The screen clears, and the excited face is closer to the screen than before. The words spill out of him in a breathless tide. Taking a team into the SOX to retrieve her. The radiation be damned. Must take appropriate cautions, of course, but we must go. Hermie, I think that the body may be nearby as well. Somehow she has survived for all this time. The screen explodes into static again, then clears. The figure flickers across the screen. May not be back for some time. Look after Mom, okay? I worry about her. And Hermie, stay safe out there. I know things are heating up in Berlin, and I know you. Student protests and uprising, and you'll be in the middle of it, I'm sure. Just stay safe, alright? And I'll do my best to do the same. I don't know what's going to happen when I step into the SOX, but I know one thing. If the Fire Wing is still a danger, I will put an end to her. Once and for all. Ollie, to catch you up, Adrian Vauclair here is the guy that stopped that rampaging dragon, the Fire Wing. We might go a little bit late. We're going to wrap up this video, and then I will send you off with a little bit of music. Actually, if you guys don't mind giving me half a second, I'll leave you with a little bit of music that our own Reeb has made. So we'll send out with some vaporwave. The screen goes black for a minute. Then a figure appears on the screen. Your late client, Green Winters. His elbows planted on the table he's seated at, and his chin rests on his palm. The other hand is wrapped around a bottle of cheap whiskey. The timestamp on the video reads 2053, December 25th. Found the message that Adrian left me all those years ago. I cleaned up the best I could. Strange hearing voice again. He paused to take a long pull on the bottle. It's good to hear him, even if he did insist on calling me Hermie. Dr. Adrian Vauclair, the hero of the people, the Dragon Slayer, my brother. He grimaces and rubs his eyes. Hard to believe it's almost been 20 years. I'm going to start recording these DVDs again. For me, for Adrian, for whoever might end up watching them. Every time I do this, it winds up feeling like a waste of time. I keep doing it anyway, on the off chance that I'll find something important. If I stumble into the clue that leads me to my brother, I know I'm going to want that on film. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, after all. No sense in quitting now. Christ, 20 years. All this time and still no leads. Even with all my contacts, all of my resources, he takes another swallow of cheap liquor. Even with my legendary bullheadedness, I've made no progress at all. I haven't turned up a single goddamn thing. You want to hear something funny? The closest I've ever gotten to a clue was a rumor. Apparently, a team emerged from the SOX a while back. Nobody's clear on the date, but get this. He leans into the camera and gives a conspiratorial wink. Supposedly, they vanished without a trace. He upends the bottle, drains it, slaps it back on the table. His eyes are rimmed with red. Not much of a rumor, considering. I already know you're gone, big brother. I live with that every day. Abruptly, Winters leans forward and reaches for something off screen. The display goes back. There's a grinding sound from the DVD tray, and Green Winter's image appears on screen. There's an eager look on his face. The timestamp reads 2054. That would be not September, October 12th. Stumbled upon this archival footage of Fire Schwind's original attack, months before the Dragonfall. Easy to forget how devastating it was. Adrian saved a lot of people by bringing her down. I've got all the footage all queued up to play. Starting it now, additional comments to follow. The slow whir of the DVD player shifts to a high-pitched whine. A distorted, wavering image bleeds onto the screen. A timestamp in the upper right corner of the screen marks the date. July 6, 2012. Again, we are in the worst timeline. We could have had dragons in 2012 instead of what we had. It's difficult to make out what you're seeing at first. The scene is dark and smoky, and the telltale flashes of emergency vehicle lights on the periphery of the screen. The camera pushes in, and you can make out two figures standing in the ruined landscape. All at once, the sound cuts in. Again, for those of you who are just joining, we are coming to you live from Strollberg. A few hours ago, the Dragon Fireschwinge launched an unprovoked attack on the Sleepy Hollers mountain town, and you can see the results behind me. Fire, ashes, and blood. We are joined tonight by the survivor of the latest and most horrifying attack. The reporter turns to face a pale man standing behind him. Sir, I understand you've been through a terrible ordeal. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us tonight. Alright. To do a good reporter voice, I'm not doing it justice. I need to dim my soul and forget that I have morals and standards. The camera switches to a middle-aged man with a haunted look in his eye. He stammers out a reply. Yes, of course. If you could, sir, could you please tell me the people in the home about your experience of the attack? It was horrible. Just pure chaos. So many people are dead. People I knew, roasted alive or trampled to death trying to escape. My own house was burned to the ground in the attack. My family, we have nothing now. You made it through the attack, though. Your wife, your kids? Yeah, we all made it. Thank God. We rode out the attack in a small shelter. Me, my wife, and our 2 daughters. The shelter, it protected us, but the heat was unbearable. We couldn't have stayed in there much longer than we did. How long were you holed up in there? 3, maybe 4 hours? I don't know. We just stayed inside until the heat died down and the screaming stopped. And what happened after that? When it was over, you know, when the air cooled down, the reporter nods and the man continues. We stepped outside. There was nothing left. Just the smoldering wreckage and this dense cloud of black, oily smoke. And the stench in the air. God, that smell. It smelled like roasting meat. There's a long pause. From the tortured look on his face, you can tell the man is struggling to decide whether or not to continue speaking. Eventually, he does. My girls, they found what was left of their nanny outside. Her body, what was left of it, was slumped against the shelter door. I keep telling myself that I couldn't hear her pounding to get in, but that isn't true. I could. I just couldn't bring myself to open that door. I couldn't risk my family like that. Not for her. Not for anyone. Thank you, sir, for taking the time to speak with us. Yeah. You heard it here. An absolutely chilling account of tonight's attack. Again, this town of Strollberg has been reduced to ash. Another victim of the Fire Wing. Stay with us for more up-to-the-minute reporting on Fireschwinge's reign of terror. I know I'm kind of playing it up. And this is the... I hope this is the most political I will ever get on my streams. However much you hate mainstream media. And that's not a right or left side. That's just the media. Journalists. However much you hate them, it's not enough. Green Winter's face appears on screen. Alright, it's time for a new approach. Adrian's a complete dead end. That much is pretty clear now. So I'm going to do some digging on Fireschwinge first. Let's see where this goes. Halfway there, everyone. The DVD ramps up to speed, filling the air with a shrill whining sound. Green Winter's image appears on the screen. The timestamp on the video reads 2054, October 31st. Well, that was a bust. Little progress on Fireschwinge either. He shakes his head. I don't know. It's weird. The information is there. It's just wrong somehow. It's too well laid out, too simple. Real life is messy, and this just feels a little too neat. It's not the only thing that's nagging at me. I'm getting that tingly feeling all up and down the back of my neck again. It feels like I'm being tracked. I'm no Matrix hotshot like Clockwork or Schaefer, but I'm good enough to know when someone's on my scent. Gotta install some new security measures. Can't be too careful. And we see how that played out. The display goes blank for a moment. Then the face of Green Winters winks on screen. He's seated at the computer. Off to his left, an enormous monitor fills the edge. His voice carries an edge of panic. The timestamp on the video reads 2054, November 9th. Christ, God, look at the difference in the artwork. You can really see him. That's always the best thing about playing vampires in general. It's just the like, huh. Hey, so remember when our hearts used to beat? Thank you, though, Ollie. I appreciate the diversion into less divisive things. It's getting too close to something. There's a trail of bodies, and there have been disappearances. Gearbox, Marcy, and Peregrine, they've all just disappeared within the last few years. Gearbox went AWOL yesterday, and they were all making the same sorts of inquiries about the Firewing that I have. There are ghost stories spreading around the Decker community. Stories about Deckers disappearing and then showing up later, but wrong somehow. Scary stuff, and I'm starting to think that's true. Blitz leans into whispers to you. I know the stories he's talking about, Chief. Why am I making him Irish? It's because he's a redhead. Never really put much stock into him until now. These rumors be related to what's happening here? Am I being paranoid? He pauses for a minute, as if seriously considering the question. Then he shakes his head and slaps his fists on the table. No! I don't think so. Something big is happening here, and I'm right in the middle of it. Iger cuts in. That's a bit of a leap. One more thing. Stoy told me a story about the kill team that might be related to all this. Apparently a Decker named Hellbore had posted a theory about the Fireschwinch to the Shadowland BBS about 5 years ago. About an hour later, a mil-spec team showed up in Meat Space and cooked her entire apartment with her in it. Vampire 8. Yeah, I've actually heard a comic that did that same idea, Ollie, and I love it. It's not AA, it's AAA. It's Alcoholic Addicts Anonymous. The idea that vampires drink the blood of alcoholics to get drunk. I'm addicted to alcoholics. What Tolstoy told me were true. Hellbore live posted the event. She described her killer, this great big orc with skin grafts. Then the whole thread disappeared, gone without a trace. Oh, shit. I briefly saw that. You know what? No, y'all deserve that. Let me fix my own double click. Da-da-da. No. Gone without a trace. Come on. Oh, no, you don't. There we go. Leap, Agerlov? Sounds like he's on the right track to me. Ager holds her silent, but concedes the point with a small nod. On the screen, Winters pauses. He looks like he's working up to something. Finally, he speaks. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This has to be about Fireschwinch. All of it. Adrian was right about her. She's alive, and she's out there, and she's out of the SOX. She's covering her tracks, working in the shadows, preparing to rise again. And that means I have to find you, Adrian, for everyone's sake. Thankfully, I've got a lead. For the first time in 2 decades, I've got a solid goddamn lead. I backtraced all of the Matrix notes that Hellbore was looking into, back before she got cooked. Whoever's been purging the Matrix didn't think of that. And I found that she'd turned up. Winter stabs a keys on his keyboard, and an image expands to fill the screen on his monitor. A satellite photo of a rural landscape, annotated with GPS data. A set of map coordinates. So now I've got a target, a place to start digging. The Harfield Manor, conveniently located on an isolated stretch of countryside, miles away from prying eyes. Matrix records indicate there's some sort of data vault that beneath the estate. That's what I need to get into. And that, y'all might remember, is the estate that fragged our friend. And almost got us face to face with a minigun. And this is where we came in. As if on cue, a familiar image winks onto the monitor on Winter's lap. Monica. I think I've got a top shape for this job. She's got the skills to bypass whatever security they're running out there, and she's gullible enough to take the job in the first place. I'll feed her some line about Flux State security, and she'll eat it up with a spoon. Her. Ansel's voice is choked with rage. I warned her. On the display, Winter's mouth parts into a broad grin. Time to put the plans into motion. By this time tomorrow night, I should have the information I need. And on the off chance that Schaefer gets taken out, well, that'll tell me something too. Can't make an omelet and all that. Until then. Final track. When you play the 6th track, a small video window appears. You recognize the scene in the window. You're looking at the tattered drapes and nicotine-stained wallpaper of Winter's hotel room at Das Castle House. The timestamp on the video reads 2054, November 10th. It 100% would, Ollie. You could make a case that also that they come to hate it, but at the same time, yeah, it fully makes sense that the the music that they liked when they were alive, it brings them good memories, you know? There's a blur of motion, and the haggard form of Green Winters lumbers into frame. Suspicion confirmed. Schaefer's dead. Christ. Winters reaches a shaking hand off camera. A moment later, it returns, clutching a cheap plastic drinking glass. He gulps something down, wipes his mouth with the back of his hand, takes a deep breath. Okay. Back up, slow down, start from the beginning. Winters closes his eyes and makes a visible effort to calm himself. When he speaks again, his voice is steady. Got a call from my contact in the Curse Bar. Schaefer killed on the estate run. Matrix security at the estate cooked her brain. Considering Schaefer's skill and expertise, on site East IC must have been extreme, even by Berlin standards. Security that high costs money. Real money. Given the evidence uncovered so far, corporate involvement unlikely. The connection with the Fire Wing is too strong. So, let's just come out right and say it. The dragon is what we're dealing with, and smart money says she's what's coming for me next. Well, I won't go down without a fight. I've still got my contacts. I've still got connections, and the flux state can be a hell of a weapon to a man who knows how to manipulate it. Winters takes another long pull from his glass, grimaces and swallows. It's time for me to make my play. Ghost stories or no, missing Deckers or no, I've got to jack into the Matrix and start pulling some strings. The countermeasures that I installed earlier should be enough to keep me safe for 20 minutes while I'm in there. Winters drains the rest of his glass, then tosses it back over his shoulder. A moment later, you hear the dull clattering sound of hard plastic on linoleum. Schaefer's death was tragic. She was a staunch supporter of the F-State, but still, all things considered, Winters fishes for something off screen. A moment later, his hand reappears, clutching a data jack cable. Better her than me. And we found him with his brain cooked, so... As your fingers nears the eject button, a black screen cuts in over the static. A moment later, Green Winter's haggard face appears. If you're watching this, then I guess they caught up to me. They will be after you too now. Blitz whispers in your ear again, more harshly this time. What the hell is this? Why didn't you warn me about this when I came here? That's true. Everyone, Blitz is scared. We're all scared, you idiot. Whoever you are, whatever you think you're after, you need to find Dr. Adrian Veclair. Not because he's my brother, because if Fire Schwinch is rising again, he's the only one that can stop her. You've seen what happens to the people who get too close. I'm dead, and dozens of others have died. You'll be next, unless you can find Adrian. The screen cuts back to static. The message is over. The DVD tray slides out of the reader. And we will leave it at that. So, that has been Shadowrun Dragonfall. I'm definitely going to continue this. Unless y'all have any strong objections, and I do mean strong, because at the end of the day, I'm doing this because I love these games and I want to share that love. But I'm going to go through this, and I will play it through to the end. Tomorrow, we are coming back to XCOM. We, I think, are coming near the end of it. So it should be one or two more streams before we wrap that up. In any case, though, let me get the music all queued up. I need to get Maffey to draw me a thanks for watching slide or something. In any case, thank you all very much for coming and spending time here. I always appreciate it, whether you're lurking, whether you are actively chatting. I don't care. I'm just happy that you're spending time here, because time is a resource you can't get back. It is precious, and you give it to me, and it's mine now, and you can't ever have it back. Have a good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.